Alright, hello, hello, stargazers! Welcome in, welcome in! How is everybody doing today? Hello, hello, hello! Hello! Welcome in, welcome in. Welcome in, Silence. Hello, MG. Hello, Johnny Virgil. Hello, Bushmaster. Welcome in, KLMX. Hello, Eritain. Hello, Zangetsu. Thank you for the pin. Hello, Vesta. Hello, Demiel. Hello, Lilith. Welcome in, welcome in. Hello, Arknight. Hello, hello. Hello, Babylon. Hello, Bushmaster. Hello, Weston Fox. It is good to see you all. Hello, hello. Any talk about trying to curse or jinx the Gambit today is gonna get you timed out. Thank you, Vesta. I appreciate that. Yes, we get a disturbing large amount of that sometimes. Alright. I am potentially having a very slight schedule shift. It's not big, but I just want to let you guys know, curb expectations and all that. We are definitely going to be doing the Gamba. But to start off the stream, I'm going to be doing a little bit of reading, because I have to do that on Johnny's account. And then if I switch over, we can do Gamba immediately after, and then start Obscure Wanderer. Are you okay with that? I hope you guys are okay with that. It lets some people some time to get in. No one misses anything. I know you guys are mainly excited about the Gamba, so I just want to let you guys know in advance. Because I just feel like that's an easier way to handle things, especially with all the switching we have to do. You were blessing it earlier, by the way? Thank you for blessing it earlier! I appreciate it, thank you! Well, I don't know, I still haven't used my daily roll yet, so we'll see, we'll see. But thank you very much for wishes on the Gamba. We will be doing the Gamba. It's just, we're just gonna do a little bit of reading beforehand, and then we'll jump to the Gamba. Because we are prepping for, Obscure Wanderer. Imagine getting PRAM on the daily roll and then no more Gamba. I mean, I would save a lot. We could save for, like, you know, eventual Sui or something. I would not be against that, you know? I would not be against that. I did have cheese, yes, Johnny Virgil. I actually was thinking about that. I was like, oh, I'm about to start stream. I have 10 minutes. I have to eat a cheese stick. Johnny Virgil said I need cheese. Yes. So yes, the answer is yes. It's an ideal situation, but also hilariously anticlimactic. You know what? Sometimes that can be helpful, you know? Cheese stick is... You're never gonna let that go, are you? Alright. We're gonna start with a bit of reading, we'll get that going, and then we'll jump to Gamba. Alrighty. So we are going to... I love Undertopia, oh my gosh. It's probably, like... Undertopia is probably one of my favorite songs so far. Cheese sticks are indeed a good snack, yes, I agree. Alright. We are going to pause that and jump in here. We're gonna jump here. So we're starting with Oprek. Alright. And hello, Mwenar. Welcome in. Why am I saying welcome into you? You're already... Anyway. Alright. Okay. Proviso? That's how you say her name, right? Proviso? I don't actually know. Proviso is like one of the very few 5 stars that I've seen. Oh gosh. Also, hello Blood Sully and hello Uncreative. Welcome in. What? Alright. I'm just gonna... Alright. I'm gonna imagine this is it. Proviso. Okay. Let's see here. Hypothetically just. There are at least 2 different ways to interpret any given matter. Thank you very much, Vesta. Thank you, thank you. Very good. I'm glad that happened so that I remember to turn off the alerts for the reading, but thank you so much, Vessa. Thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. Thank you very much. Alright. Okay. Hypothetically just. There are at least 2 different ways to interpret any given matter. Cajamer's current legal system is objectively a byproduct of her historical development, one with indisputable practical value and objective necessity. The division of judicial and executive powers between the National Council and the Adeptus Spravedlivi have ensured that the legal system maintains a rectifiable balance. The inevitable clash between the Adeptus Spravedlivi and the General Chamber of Commerce became a kind of insurance to this homeostasis. But when the topic of justice is brought up, as well as when seeking any kind of deontological ethical foothold in Cajamer's current legal system, we must consider the ever-encroaching foundational influence that capitalism has on the values of the general public. Excerpts from Deshtich's graduation thesis: The Conflict, Reconciliation, and Imagined Future of Cajamer's Present Legislature with Regards to Trade Capital. Let us turn our attention to the string of events that occurred at Area Number 4 a few days ago. Renowned knight Razor Zorn of the Silver Edge nightclub continued to unleash his relentless attacks and critically wounded his opponent, who has yet to regain consciousness. The prosecutor's office has brought multiple charges against Zorn, including aggravated assault and disorderly night sports conduct. A court hearing is set to be held. The injured knight, Roth, is a rising new star in the Cajamer's Major. From the night sports arena of a remote village, he climbed all the way up the ladder to the Grand Knight territory, and has obtained excellent results in the recent preliminaries. According to his attending physician, it is highly likely that he will never regain his mobility. Sadly, this may be the end of the road for our fledgling young knight. Now, for an interview with Roth's wife. Mr. Zorn, the competition clip we just played is from the official feed of Area Number 4 on the day of the competition. As can be seen in the video, there is no doubt that you raised your hand and landed what could have been a fatal blow to your opponent after the judge had sounded the whistle to end the match. Do you dispute this? You do have the right to remain silent, but I also have the right to continue asking questions. The medical report I am now submitting to the court is from the hospital where Mr. Roth is currently receiving medical care. As shown in the report, the injuries he sustained were all caused during the match. In other words, you caused them. Do you dispute this? Your record also shows that you have had multiple match violations, in addition to a violent incident outside the arena. Likewise, the evidence shows that the nightclub that you belong to, Silver Edge, once attempted to recruit Mr. Roth, only to be rebuffed. Did you receive any instructions to cause bodily harm to Mr. Roth? Objection! The persecutor is asking a leading question. Sustained. Change the question. Your Honor, I believe the nature of this case could not be more apparent. Out of pure malice, the defendant attacked a kind and innocent competition knight, inflicting upon him irreparable harm. To uphold the sanctity of the law and the continued development of our national sport, I ask for the maximum possible penalty. No further questions, Your Honor. The defense, if you would. Mr. Zorn, during the match, did you get a clear signal that the match had come to an end? No, I did not. How awful. It took so much work for that young man to make it all the way here to the Grand Knight territory. It was a chance for him to change his fate. Do you realize how many voices outside are sympathizing with him right now?
What a sick joke. Every year, hundreds of knights die in the underground arenas. But the media and the spectators picked a single unlucky sod to blow all out of proportion. Enough of this nonsense. You're supposed to be my lawyer!
So you are aware that I'm here to help you, and not just a fan hoping for an autograph? The Silver Edge KC thinks this is going to severely damage their reputation, which is why they're spending huge sums of money to hire a defense lawyer for you, or to be precise, to calm things down. In the end, getting you out of this mess is a way for them to save face. Your situation and my fees are both outside of our direct control. You do know what I mean by that, right? So, try to calm your temper a little. It'll make it easier for the both of us if we could work together. Got it?
Fine.
I looked into your files. Over your last 3 years of matches, you've accumulated a total of 13 citations for night sports rules violations. Though your ferocious style has earned you more than a few fans. Not to mention your other violent clashes and the rumors that you're cheating on your taxes. None of these are really things I can use.
Style? I'm just playing the character my nightclub wants me to. I was just going to teach that village boy a lesson. I didn't even notice the signal that marked the end of the match.
Do you think anyone cares about that? From the masses' perspective, this is a case of a violent knight noble deliberately injuring a commoner that everyone looked up to as an inspiration. Everyone's chomping at the bit to see this villain brought to trial. At this point, defending yourself is only going to have the opposite effect.
So if I plead guilty, what kind of deal can you cut? A fine? Imprisonment? I'm okay with anything, as long as my title is intact. As long as I can keep fighting in the major, I can rise again.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves. As a professional defense attorney, I suggest you take all my advice and follow my strategy. Your job is very simple. No matter what they ask you, you keep your mouth shut. Then, you answer my questions the way I tell you to. Painless, right?
If I work with you, what kind of outcome can you get me?
How about a not guilty? Your Honor, this is a report of Mr. Zorn's physical examination, dated the day of the competition, likewise from the hospital where Mr. Roth was sent. It clearly states that Mr. Zorn had a mild concussion because of the injuries he sustained during the match. In other words, given the situation, it is highly likely that the defendant was unable to clearly hear the whistle or the announcer.
Don't make me laugh. An ambiguous report like this proves nothing.
Prosecutor, are you trying to make a judgment on the judge's behalf?
Silence! Order in the court!
Allow me to continue. Mr. Zorn, what is your appraisal of Mr. Roth's competitive abilities?
He's a very strong knight, and a lot more skilled than me. His recent matches have been outstanding too. I thought I didn't stand a chance.
That does seem to be the case, going by the scores. Mr. Roth's ranking this season is much higher than yours. The betting odds prior to the match also suggest this. This also implies that you believe Mr. Roth did not perform as well as he usually does during the match. Is there perhaps a reason he might want to lose the match on purpose?
Objection! Irrelevant! Overruled. Continue.
Your Honor, as Mr. Roth is unable to appear in person, please allow me to bring in our witness. Ma'am, you are Mr. Roth's wife, correct? Yes, I am. 2 days before the match, an official account belonging to the Gold Helmet KC transferred 10,000 marks to Mr. Roth's personal account. What do you know about this money?
pieced together all the offers that each nightclub made for Mr. Roth before his injury, as well as rumors of their private talks. Everything I could find, it's all here.
As reliable as ever. Here's your reward. Same as always. 10 wins out of 11 matches in the preliminaries. No wonder so many clubs are trying to get in his good graces. If I'd known about this, I would have bet on him back then.
He's a young man with hardly any experience other than martial training. He doesn't know the first thing about the rules of the commercial side of night sports. Given all the clubs tussling over him, if he'd hyped up his impoverished background and his image as a family man even a little, he'd probably be making several times what he does.
Going just by the files you gave me, he's almost like the protagonist of a classical night novel. Have characters like him been popular in the major lately?
I've met him a couple times. He's an honest, decent guy. Always fights fair and square. Even after he made it big, his relationship with his wife wasn't shaken one bit. I've never heard anything negative about him either. It's a damn shame this happened to him.
Thanks. I'll gather the rest of what I need through the law firm's channels.
Are you using this to prep for Razor Knight's case? You're actually trying to get him out of this mess? You'd best be careful. Things are looking pretty dicey right now. The boss of Silver Edge is staying out of the public eye. If you get caught, don't let anyone know I gave you this intel.
Don't worry, I won't. Silver Edge won't be spending this much money if they weren't feeling the heat.
Is there even anything to dispute with this case? That maniac Razor did it with everyone watching, and Roth's injuries are real. How are you supposed to fight a case like this?
Nothing to dispute. Gold Helmet, the nightclub that's been chummiest with Roth, gave this rookie a huge sum of money before they were anywhere close to signing a contract with him. Isn't that a bit too generous of them?
They had just got their top knight poached by another club. They're in a rush to secure new talent. Probably just their idea of sincerity.
But if I remember correctly, aren't they also Silver Edge's mortal enemy?
Wait, are you saying... You know that's not true!
Guess I'm lucky the trial's happening before Roth wakes up, huh?
Razor's a scumbag. You know that!
Maybe, but scumbag or not, he's my client.
You've changed, Desch.
What's this? Weren't we having a cozy tea time chat? Why are you giving me that serious look?
I still remember when you first bought information from me. You were an intern and trying to win a retired campaign knight as pension. Pro bono. How time flies.
Wow, I've completely forgotten about that. Although the case does sound familiar now that you mention it. I really should thank you. If it weren't for your info, I'd probably have lost a number of my cases.
Yeah, I've heard rumors about your cases. The Grand Knight territory is a rotten place, and I make my living selling gossip, so maybe I'm not one to talk, but... You're not enjoying this, are you, Desch?
Mr. Zorn, as a member of the Silver Edge nightclub, could you explain to me your nightclub's relationship with the Gold Helmet nightclub?
I'm sure anyone who knows anything about the Kazimierz Major knows that Gold Helmet and Silver Edge are nightclubs of similar scale. They've always been business rivals and have had several clashes.
In other words, any negative impact on the Silver Edge KC's reputation would indirectly lead to more profits for Gold Helmet, correct?
Objection! The defense is going off on a tangent. This question is irrelevant to the case. Sustained. Change the question.
My apologies. I still have one last question. Mr. Zorn, this is the description of the match from the prosecutor's indictment, and I quote, "Even though his opponent could no longer fight back, he continued to unleash attacks of sufficient force to cause his opponent significant injuries. Do you agree with this statement?
I disagree. It's not apparent from the match's recordings, but I could see it very well from my perspective. When Roth was on the ground, his crossbow was still aimed at me.
The paper has a novel concept, but the demonstration section is too subjective and contains too many of the author's negative predications. Dissertation should stick to the main arguments and focus on the details. Avoid empty, unrealistic musings. The committee has determined that this dissertation requires further improvement. Addendum. Why abandon the topic of legal protections for the commercial image of competition knights? Do you know how many other students are fighting over it?
Supervisor's response. I will now announce the verdict. Thank you, miss. I should have expected nothing less from the Lawn Rain Lawn Firm's award-winning lawyer.
Let's save the pleasantries. I expect your nightclub to pay the bill within 3 days. By the way, the trial may be over, but out of consideration for your reputation, I suggest you keep a low profile.
Of course. You took care of this huge pain in the rear for me. Lawyer fees aside, I really need to express my gratitude one of these days. You were right. Those screaming idiots are just a bunch of morons who know nothing. The law is fair and just. I won't forget you. If I ever run into this kind of trouble again, you'll be my first choice. Goodbye.
Razor! Razor!
Throngs of fans surround the court's front door. The newly acquitted knight waves his arms as he walks toward the crowd, like a hero returning in triumph. Beautiful victory. Congratulations, Miss Deschich. The chain of evidence was still somewhat crude, but going solely by the results, you've met our expectations. Very well done.
Thanks for the compliment, Director. I saw a few familiar faces in the jury. It didn't matter who was on the case, right? How can I take all the credit?
We may be on the phone, but there are certain things that should be left unsaid.
Sorry.
In any case, with the Razor Knight case brought to a close, I don't want to hear his name ever again, especially not for a retrial. I take it there will be no issue with that?
Don't worry, I'll take care of the follow-up just fine.
Good. You can get some rest until your next case.
Whew. My husband did no such thing! Oh, Mrs. Roth. Thank you for coming to testify today. Did you need anything else? Why did you slander my husband like that? He's already had to suffer so much. Did you have to strip him of his dignity too?
Miss Deschich, is there a problem here?
No, it's fine. I ran into an acquaintance. That's all. Sorry, ma'am. The trial is over, and you should have told this to the judge and the jury earlier. Now, if you'll excuse me. Aren't you ashamed to distort the truth like that? What gives you the right to twist the facts? What gives you the right to toy with other people's lives? Do you think what you know is the real truth? If you really want to chat, let's find somewhere else. Roth said his greatest wish is to stand in the arena of the Major and to prove to everyone the glory and dignity that knights should have. He's always worked towards that.
Then you must not be very familiar with your husband's work.
What do you mean?
I received some news that wasn't related to the case. Interested? 2 days before the match, the Gold Helmet KC transferred a sum of money to Roth's personal account. Then, a substantial amount was transferred out of that account. This money was then transferred through multiple accounts in succession. In the end, it was all used to place a bet on Razor winning his match against Roth.
How could that be?
I don't know the details of the deal between Gold Helmet and Mr. Roth, but it's not so hard to guess. As for Razor Knight, his involvement was an unfortunate accident. It seems your husband isn't the Knight novel protagonist everyone makes him out to be. Although that does make him more relatable.
No way. That's not the kind of man he is.
If not for the accident, do you know how much those lottery tickets of his would have been worth, compared to the prize money for winning a match? In the end, both Razor Knight and Mr. Roth were puppets on strings. I don't think anyone has the right to criticize him. No one can see the stars above until all the neon lights are turned off. Lonely lamp lights up in the corner of the narrow alley. Dark shadows extend in both directions with no end in sight. The lighted signs of the tall buildings in the distance together form a curtain that blocks out the night sky.
Isn't there some other way? Isn't what they're doing a crime?
Well, there is a way. There's only so much cake to go around. Everyone wants a slice, but this also means each faction only has a limited influence on the court. There's definitely a way to break through. We just need to find it. That is, if someone is willing to stand up and declare war, ask for the risks.
What else do I have to lose?
Here's my card. Once you've made up your mind, give me a call. Once you've decided to make those who toy with others pay the price for it. Also, I'm sorry about what happened to your husband. Thank you for your suggestions. I will continue to edit my draft. Deschist's response. 2 months later. The trial surrounding the Gold Helmet nightclub's match fixing has come to a close. Although its representative continues to deny the charges, the evidence is conclusive, and the court has made a fair judgment. The nightclub will face a large fine and a 6-month ban from the major. Next up, on entertainment news, Rose Knight has once again denied the rumors with Full Moon Knight, maintaining that the photos were forged and asking fans for their continued support. I've heard the Gold Helmet KC is a dishonest bunch. I've lost so much money on their matches. They finally got what's coming to them. They only have themselves to blame. They've done plenty of terrible things, but their worst crime? Not hiring a better lawyer. Huh? What are you talking about? If they're guilty, they're guilty. No lawyer out there can twist the truth. Justice is never late. Anyone who commits a crime will get their punishment in the end. I wouldn't know if justice is ever late or absent, but if you ever commit a crime, you'd best be careful not to leave any evidence. Hello? It's me. I'm still on vacation, but I'm available if you need me. You call that a vacation? You clearly have the energy to take on other cases. You're behind the Gold Helmet affair, right? Isn't this what you wanted, though? If we stir up trouble for them, they won't have the energy to keep haranguing us about Razor Knight. I'm more curious how you persuaded the witness to report this, in spite of the risks.
The power of anger can be pretty scary. If you give someone in despair the slightest push, what happens next follows naturally. I couldn't afford to leave any tracks, and this way puts the wife's mind at ease, too. I guess it's a win-win situation? I can more or less already see what excuse you prepared for this. Honestly, I have a newfound respect for you. You're a great fit for this profession, Destich. Thank you very much. I'll treasure my job here at the law firm. I'm not enjoying this, am I? Alright then. Goodness, that is quite an interesting turn of events. Is she? I don't know. Oh my gosh. Also, Dosiard, thank you very much for the raid. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. I hope you are doing well. I'm sorry, I can't greet raiders when I'm in the middle of the reading, but thank you so much. Welcome in, raiders. Hello. It is good to see you. Dosiard, I'm sure you're very tired. Sorry to raid and run. It's pretty late for me. No worries. Thank you so much for sending your community over. If you don't know who I am, my name is Starlight Akari. I am a artist VTuber as well, new Arknights doctor. I like to go through all of the different stories. It is nice to meet you all. Hello. Never read those operator records? A lot of them are really interesting. They can be very hit or miss, but they're pretty dang good. Alright. But yes, thank you so much. Also, thank you, KLMX, for alerting them to the way that we operate things. I appreciate you guys greatly. Alright. I know what you guys are waiting for. Also, hang on, is it me or does the screen feel slightly too big? Am I going crazy? Hang on a sec. It feels like it's slightly off. Nope. I guess it was fine before. This is so good. That's where it's supposed to be, right? That's where it's supposed to be. Ah, I hate that when it's just slightly off. That is where it should be, correct? That's where the chat is. Okay. Everything feels like slightly off center. I don't like it. Alright. That's where it is, husband. Is it off now? It reset itself, and I'm just like, did it change? I feel like it changed. Text on the right. It should be a little further, right? Am I going crazy? Did that change at all? I can't tell. It's like off on my end. That's even, right? Are we good? Text on there. Yeah, I know it overlapped. I didn't have it laid out perfectly. There was nothing I could do because I didn't move the alerts thing correctly. No, the problem is the screen itself resized itself and I had to readjust it. It's annoying. I don't like doing that. I need to make like a little guideline marker for it so that whenever that happens I can just line it up again. Alright. Alright, hang on a sec. Alright. Let me... How do I want to do this? I need to do this in a fitting way to swap over. I can't swap over cleanly. So... I hope you're not a troll. Hello. Welcome in. Okay. Give me a sec. We're gonna do... It's not like an actual BRB. I just need a few seconds to switch things off. Swap things around. I'll be right back. It's not a real BMB. It's not a... You know what? I can just do it like this. Hang on. It's not a real BRB. Don't leave. The stream is not over. I feel like every time you go to BRB, people just immediately drop. So hang on. Let me just do it this way real quick. We're gonna pause this, go back to this, and then we're gonna do this. So I am still here and around, so you guys don't... Oh, there we go. Okay, let's see. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna go back here, okay. Swap around, good around. What am I doing? All right. We'll do this, that. Object permanent success. All right. How about a new BRB screen? Streamed out over silly gooses. I should do that, yeah. No, the minute you go to BRB, people think, okay, so apparently, like, what happens is some people do BRB, and, like, I could never do this. They will apparently do a BRB for, like, a half hour, like, they'll just go and leave and get lunch. And I feel like whenever I do a BRB, people might just assume I'm doing that? Or something, I don't know. Every time there's a BRB, I just see an immediate drop. So as long as I'm like still sitting and I'm not taking like an actual break, even if it's only like 3 minutes, I'm like, might as well just do the switches here. That should be good. Alrighty. BRB for lunch feels a bit excessive. Just stop and resume the stream later. I know, I agree with you. I agree with you. I don't know why people do that, but they do. All right, there we go. Good, okay. I think we are all set. We can pause this. We can jump here. Okay. All right, and we are just so afraid of like making mistakes. We are back. All right, and then we need to do 2 things. We need to do this, and we need to do, wait for it. We need to do this. Can you feel the desperation in the air? Oh my gosh. I have heard that, I've heard PRAM likes sweets. I am trying to oblige as best I can. Alright. Hello, Cardigan! I didn't know you woof! Oh my gosh, that's precious! Oh my gosh. Sweets, cheese, blankets, and napping. We are trying to do everything we can. Alright. No, you did not! Daho, we did the op record. So, we're praying in Discord. Alright, please. We still have our free roll. Let's see how that goes, huh? Alright, let's do this. Changing that. Okay. We got our free roll of the day here. Let's see how this goes. Yes. And we've got... Okay. There you go. Alright.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hi, Shaw. Welcome in, Shaw.
Fire department reporting for duty.
Alright, that's okay. That was our free roll. That's okay. Okay. We are... here's how we're gonna keep doing this. Alright. Alright. It's either gonna be the best or worst pulls ever. Alright. You should get one more pity 6. Yeah. Do a 10? We're doing a 10 now. Okay. Oh, alright. Have to treat this seriously. This is our 2nd stream of GAMBA. I hate this. Okay. 10 pulls in a dream. Alright. We are doing, let's see. Let's do, someone said cross all your fingers, so we're gonna try that one. We'll try crossing all our fingers. This is hard. Okay. Let's try this one. And I can barely hold the mouse correctly. Alright. I am crossing my toes, it's really hard. Alright, please. Okay. The bag didn't even open correctly. Hello, Housekeeping. Alright. Crossing fingers and toes did not work. That's okay. The zipper got caught, as did my fingers. The zipper got caught, as did my fingers. Oh, I can turn alerts back on now, can't I? Turn on the Starluck switch. Thank you so much for the super chat, Babylon. Thank you, thank you. Grab a bell and ring it like Pram does and pray to Kira. I don't have a bell. I feel like I need to go out and buy a Sanctus bell or something. Alright, hello, it's okay. Alright. Oh my god!
Says you can treat my disease.
Hello, Snow Hunter! Welcome in, Snow Hunter.
I can take out a beast 3
All
times
right.
the height of a grown man with a single shot.
How much Snow Hunter has this been? Please go to PR Duckman, he wants you there. Hi, Midnight.
Esteemed customer.
Oh my gosh.
Hello, Doctor.
Hi, Totter.
I'm Totter.
Hello, hello.
Long-range sniping's my
So much Snow Hunter, it's crazy.
Reserve.
Hi, Catapult.
86 catapult reporting in.
Alright.
My name's
Hi, Gummy.
You must be the
Alright,
doctor.
2 bears.
Thank
We're
you
at least.
Hello, I'm Myrrh.
Hello, Myrrh.
Herbalist. Dr.
Alright.
I'm Scavenger.
Hi,
Leave the
Scavenger.
dirty work to me. Just
You rolled 17 Snow Hunter and 300 rolls. Hi, Moose.
Please call me Moose.
You think it's still winter with this amount of snow? I know, right? Hi, Jackie. Hi, Jackie. You like Jackie. Alright. We got Snow Hunter. Yeah. Okay. Alright. That's okay. That's okay. I really wish I had a bell. I wish I had a bell now. I'm gonna have to get like a, I'm trying to think if I... No, I don't currently know where any bells are. Huh. The 20th copy of Snow Hunter staring at the other 19 copies in the corner. Alright. Get chat to be the bell by having it spam ding. That's crazy. Get chat to be the bell? Is that how we're gonna do it? You want to do it that way? You should buy an ink brush for Dusk on Sui Banner. At least I have that. Alright. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you for the dings, guys. Sacrifice chat? No, we're trying to not do that. Oh my gosh. There we go. There we go. Now we have bells. Alright. Let's do this. Okay. Ring-a-ding-ding here, Pram. Please. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the ringing and dinging of the bells here. All right. How about this one? Please? Oh, come on. Really? Ah.
Intern Hibiscus.
Hi, Hibiscus.
I'll be in charge of managing yours and every operator's health at Rhode Island. Thank you for your cooperation.
This is so painful.
I'm Melenta.
All right, Cobra, you don't have to rub it in.
I'm Melenta.
Hi, Melantha, again. All right.
Hey, oh hey, boss.
Hi, Jay.
Oh, I'm Jay.
Vermeil.
Hi, Vermeil.
You won't regret.
We like Vermeil.
The name's Rope.
Hi, Rope.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Gravel. We're at Pity now, right?
What's wrong?
My name is Plume.
Yeah, it has to be in the next 10. Hi, Plume. Hi, Acid Drop.
Ally.
Hello, Matterhorn.
True Snow Realm.
Wait a minute. Matterhorn. I just saw something about Silver Ash in there. Oh, no. Oh, dear. No. Alright. Pram, you have to come home, otherwise... Okay. Pram, I need you to come home, otherwise Silver Ash is going to be a nuisance to Rhodes Island. Do you want that? Do you want that? You need to help me out here. Otherwise he's going to be a nuisance to Rhodes Island. You can stop that. You can do that. Alright, come on, Pram. You know you want to be the favorite. You know you want to be the favorite. Alright. Please, please. Please, Praminix. Come on. Don't let your brother upstage you. Please. Ah! This is disturbing.
Melantha. From now on, my blade is yours.
This is genuinely disturbing.
Hi, my name is
Hi,
Gray.
Gray.
You're the doctor
Hi,
of Rhodes
Windscoot.
Island? I've heard so much about you.
Hola.
Hi, Indigo.
My name is Aria.
Pleasure to meet you.
Hi,
Chief.
Shaw.
I am Shaw of the Lugman.
Ally, I
No,
salute
please,
you in true
no,
Snow Realm
jeez,
fashion.
no, Matterhorn. Please come back later.
Hello, Doctor.
Ah!
I'm logistics operator Aaron.
What
We
the
joke
heck?
when runs like this.
Excuse me?
Don't worry. I just thought that with how nice and bright the sun is today, it would be perfect to put a bubble reflecting the rainbow onto your palm.
No. Well, I don't know. You know, Aroma's brought us Necras. You never know. You never know. Is this a good thing or a bad thing? Maybe she's in a really good mood. Maybe she's in a really good mood today for some reason. You never know. She could be in a really good mood today. Oh my gosh. Raoul's gonna kill me. No, she's not. But Raoul is gonna kill me. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Alright then. Oh my gosh. Alright. What the heck? Hi, Cruz.
Cruz. I'm
Assigned from the heavens.
Cast is still reporting in. I'm glad to be working with you.
Don't care, Curse of Raoul. Oh my gosh. Sacrificing the aroma, dupe on the altar of Cardigan for good fortune. What the heck? Alright then. A most holy dupe. Oh my gosh. She's brought us Necras before. Oh my gosh. That is wild. That is certainly a wild situation. That is certainly a wild situation. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright. Alright, Zero Sandy with his banner. Just a little bit. Just a tiny bit. Okay, I'm back. Big blessing incoming. Thank you, Vessa. I know I only have 30 seconds. Alright. Let's see. Aroma and Vessa's blessing here. Let's see. We've got this. Pram, please come home. You're the better snow leopard. Please.
Codename Airing.
Please.
Officially joining
please,
today.
please. You're the better snow leopard. You're the better snow leopard.
So you are...
Please.
Attention! I am Doberman,
Hi, Doberman.
former military
Hi, Doberman.
instructor for the Bolivarian Armed Forces.
Please.
I came
Hello,
because
Snow
the
Hunter.
census says you can treat my disease.
Did you bring a female snow leopard?
You need a
Please say
hunter?
yes. Please say
I can
yes.
take out a beast 3 times the height of a grown man with a
I'm so
single shot.
scared. I'm so scared. All right. Please.
Ascalon
What?
should have showed you my file.
Huh?
Messenger or
Wait,
mercenary.
what? Huh? Wait,
Doesn't
wait,
matter.
what?
All you need
Huh?
to know is that I'm
Wait,
not
hey,
your
what?
life for now.
Wait, what? What? Huh? Wait, excuse me? What is this? What is that? What do you mean? Oh my gosh, Bushmaster! I'm so freaking. What the heck? What? Mitten Shashrawl! What is this? Why is this? Why is this? What is this? And it's apparently like skank. I'm so confused. What the heck? No, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. I'm thrown. You took her mint and she took your family. What is this? What is this? What's the plan now? I don't know anymore. Pram in the next 10, wait and see. Highness. This is strange. This is really strange. Okay. Very interesting. Alright then. I'm so confused.
Hello!
Ah, Cardigan!
I've been in such a big
Cardigan!
before.
You're so
excited.
I'm so confused.
Party in here.
What is
You
this?
the doctor?
I'm very confused now. Who is this? What is this? How is this? I'm so confused. What are these? What the heck? What the heck? What is this? This is the weirdest. I'm so confused. They heard bring a female portion. Rest the instructions were unclear. What the heck? Cardigan is still a little concussed from Still Rush knocking her over the head. Probably the wrong girl. What is this? I'm so confused.
Cast a Stewart
Hi,
reporting
Stewart.
in. I'm glad to be working
I'm
with
so confused. Ah! Bewa! Oh my gosh, Bewa! Thank you, Bewa! Oh my gosh! This is crazy! Thank you so much, Bewa! Our perfumer!
The perfumer.
Thank you so much, Bewa!
Hello, Doctor.
Our daughter!
Long range.
I can't, I'm so confused! Hi, Hibiscus! I click. What is this? What does this even mean? I'm not sure how to handle this. Oh my gosh. That's what you get for dissing Cliffheart? When did I ever diss Cliffheart? When did I ever diss Cliffheart? What is this? This is so weird. No, this is genuinely weird. These are very illogical in so many ways. Hang on, where the heck is this? Oh, alright. That's interesting. I don't know what to do. Where are we at? That's disturbing. I don't need them to carry my DP generation. I mean, yeah, I might as well in some form. Not gonna, we've come too far to give up now. We've come too far to give up now. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything until we're... I'm not gonna say anything. I'm not gonna say anything. We're just gonna... We've got a little bit to work with. Got a little to work with. Alright. Okay. Alright. Please. Please. Please! Oh. Oh my god.
Reserve Op Team A6 Catapult reporting in. Hey,
I got a
I
pull.
can tell you're hella different from that stuffy old
Captain
Hi,
of Reserve
Orchid.
Op Team A6. Orchid.
Hi, Jessica.
Hola.
Hi, Indigo.
My name is Aria.
My name's
Hi, Gummy.
You must be the doctor.
Captain of
Hi,
Reserve
Orchid
Op Team
again.
A6. Orchid.
Hi, Cruz.
I'm
Hello, Doctor.
Hi, Totter.
I'm Totter. Long.
Hey, oh hey,
Hi,
boss.
Jay.
Oh, I'm Jay.
Alright.
Doctor, I'm back.
Hi, Hibiscus.
Doctor,
Hi, hello.
I know my last field assignment
Hi,
took longer
Hibiscus.
than usual,
Welcome in.
but don't look at me
Again?
like you don't recognize me.
Alright.
Medic
Sure.
operator Hibiscus? Reporting
Okay.
in.
Hi, Hibiscus. Sure. Sure, that works. Alright. Pain Pecco. Pain Pecco. Pain Pecco. I know. Next limited is far away. I know. Singles? You think we should do it in singles? I don't know. I mean, you second singles? Don't fall for the sunk cost. That is extremely hard. The dailies? I don't trust the dailies. Wait for the free pulls? There's no point in doing that. Zengetsu, why do you actually hate me? Singles is responsible, 10 pull is the gotcha way. See, it's only, what, 4 difference? And then, you know, I just... 10 out of spite. Oh. You means you'll get a free and another 6, not that you'll pull one. Oh, fair enough. Pity at 16? Singles for saving 10 to go all in. I mean, honestly, like... Yeah, no, here's the thing. Like, I just... It's not a matter of going over. It's a matter of seeing how far away Pram wants to be. Because this is disturbing, and I feel like even Nami has not had it this bad. Let's pull to the next 6. Okay. I feel like that makes sense. At this point, it makes sense. Pull to the next 6, stop there regardless. Pram. Why? Why are you doing this? Alright. Let's just... We still have some to go with. Yeah, I'm with Vessa on this. I'm with Vessa. Let's just see where it goes. Okay. I'm at the Aratane point of crying! Alright. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go! I hate everything.
Codename Erin. Officially joining today, it seems.
Hey, Horror. Do you still think I'm lucky? I'm totally Marvel.
Hi, I'm Spot from
Hi,
Operation
Spot.
Reserve Team A6.
We mark this day in the calendar.
I am Ansel, a
Hi,
medical
Ansel.
intern. I'll be assisting.
Oh.
You're the doctor of Rhodes Island? I've heard so much about you.
Konnichiwa, Doctor. 私は宴。オペレーター。I'm just a girl who cleans up war zones.
Hi.
Pleased to meet you,
I
Doctor.
just not.
This is for you. It's a specimen box.
Susuro, medic.
Hi, Susuro.
Reporting in with a little reminder for the doctor. Now, I understand you have a lot on your plate.
I sure do.
And even if they say a doctor makes the worst patient, you need to follow our advice.
But everyone has different advice.
Lancer Fang, Captain of Reserve Op Team A1. My team and I will do our best to serve Rhodes Island.
Alright. At least there's a lot of circus. Okay. We're at 26. Okay. Okay. No. Not right now. Not right now. Not right now. Alright. If we continue, I can cry for you. Alright. Onward and forward. Yeah. Okay. Alright. There's... okay. Yep. Okay. I can hear something. Please. Please. Yes, Pram. I need your blessings!
Hi! I'm Cruz.
I need your blessings.
I might be an experienced dog.
Lancer Fang, Captain of
Hi,
Reserve
Fang.
Op Team A1.
Hey, what's
Hi,
up?
Mitten.
Here's my
Hi,
recommendation
welcome
letter.
in.
HR all.
Hi, Mitten. Welcome in.
You're the doctor of
Hi,
Rhodes
Winscoot.
Island? I've heard so much about you.
Thank you for the bells. I can hear the bells.
Popcar from
I can hear the
Operation
bells.
Reserve Team A6 report.
Pram, I need your blessings.
This is Intern Hibiscus.
Blessings.
From now on, I'll be in charge.
Hi, I'm Spot from
Spot.
Operation Reserve Team A6. My job is to...
Following
Okay.
the guidance of the
Hi, Gitano.
our paths have
Hi.
finally converged.
Please.
Nice to meet you, Doctor.
Please. Please.
Amidst
Thank
the
you!
undying winds of the snow world
Thank you!
and the unending fall of snow.
Thank you, 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 thank you. Yes, I needed your blessings. Thank you, Pram. Thank you. I'm going to cry. I'm legitimately going to cry. I've never gone this far before. I am shaking. Oh my gosh, Pram. Pram, how did you take this long? Thank you so much for coming home. Oh my, I'm shaking. I am so shaky right now. Holy. Oh my gosh. I am so shaky. Oh my gosh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh. Yes, you finally heard my blessing. You finally heard my blessing. Oh, my asking for your blessings. You finally heard my prayers. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. I'm so shaky. Oh my gosh. Oh. Good Lord. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh. Alright. Let me in already. Since we've been waiting for you. Oh my gosh. Oh. I bet WC hit all of her headhunting papers. WZ and Silver Ash like conspiring together. Oh my gosh, finally, Snape. Why do you have to be so dang pretty? Oh my gosh. Ah! Oh my gosh. If this was another Silver Ash, I would just quit with it there. Thank you very much, Hero. Thank you, thank you. Oh my gosh. Can we have OG Pram next to E2 in celebration? Pram is E2! Pram went to E2 because I was trying the first stream. Oh my gosh. Why did you take so long? You know what? I can't blame you. I feel like your brother was locking the door. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Okay. If it was the roach, I would just die. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. That was terrifying. And I don't... That was really scary. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. No sparking until the free rolls are over. That's good. The heck? Austin Fox, what the heck? Wait, was that? Huh? Wait, what? What? Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Thank you. Oh my gosh, thank you. That's so kind of you. Thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh. Alright. Alright. Oh gosh. I feel relief. I'm just overcome with relief, guys. I'm just overcome with relief. It's all about the relief here. Oh my gosh. Finally, welcome home, Praminix. Good lord. Oh, so you have to build her now. Well, she's not as broken, right? She's not as broken as Silver Ash, so... You're relieved, but what about me? I'm still being witch-hunted for advocating a man. Alright, okay. She's insane in her own way. She's going to be on the team. I can guarantee you that. She is going to be on the team. Alright. Alright. Okay. Thank you, Pram. We're finally home. Gosh. And hello, Snow Hunter.
Says you can treat my disease.
Thank you for coming along with the snow leopard.
3 times the height of a grown man with a single shot.
Hello, Snow Hunter. Oh my gosh. There we go. Fortune. Thank you, Gitano. Thank you very much. Oh my gosh. I'm still so shaky right now. I can't handle the shakiness. Alright. Hang on. I'm trying to... I'm so, like... Ah! Oh my gosh! Alright then. Okay. Kitano did do the big blessing card, yes. The crying saves GAMBA. Oh my gosh. Laria, please don't tell me. I don't want to know. I don't want to know that. I really don't want to know that. Oh my gosh. Yeah, Snow Hunter did an insane amount of yellow certs. Oh gosh. Alright. Are you gonna claim Silver Ash or maybe we throw him into the trash? I mean, he's free at this point, right? He's free at this point, so... Alright. Oh my gosh. He's free starts! There you go! That was crazy. Here you go, Sengetsu. Hello again.
It has been quite a while.
No, it really hasn't, actually. It has not been. It's been like less than a week.
But neither Yerag nor Rhodes Island have fallen to the floor just yet. Are you ready? I believe we can reestablish our old rapport rather quickly. I, Silver Ash, have joined your cause as a sworn ally.
I'm sure you're very proud of yourself, yes. Thank you for the certs. Oh. Pram forced you to go to 300, not because she didn't want to come home, but because she wanted to give you the 300 spark as a gift. But she doesn't, from what I'm telling you, they are not friends. They are not friendly. They are not on friendly terms. These siblings are not on friendly terms, from what I'm hearing. Oh. We did not have to dip into OP. No, we are very lucky about that. And, you know, for as much as everyone is teasing Zangetsu, that is thanks to Zangetsu. So genuinely thank you. Genuinely thank you. As much as he's being teased to oblivion, the fact we didn't have to go into OP is because of Zangetsu. Oh my gosh. I'm just... Oh. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm not gonna do any limited, I'm just gonna... Vessa's right. I should do the daily free rolls first and just make sure we don't spark until the last day. Yeah, that makes sense. We can probably still afford to do it on stream. There are 2 days left. Yeah. I'd say it's better to do this now? Why do you say better to do this now? Because the... No, it's not that I'm being very confident, it's that I've seen Vessa be confident and then get rewarded for it. Cinema finishing the banner on one big day. What do you mean do this now? You can't force the free rolls to be earlier. I don't get what you mean. Sparking won't leave after the banner ends. Yeah, you get like an extra 3 days, right? After the banner ends, I believe you get 3 days for who you choose to spark. Yes, I know, MG. I am fully aware that my choice is next to nothing. However, Vesa has proven strange in his luck, so... yeah. Get all the free pulls first. Exactly. It's not like that part is... we've already done the rolls. That's not the issue anymore. Vesa's just different. I know. I know that the chance of something happening is, like, pretty slim. But, you know, Vesa has done his spark and then ended up getting, you know, there's no harm in that. I'm just overall relieved. I'm just overall relieved. We at least whet our appetite a little. Let's see who you can and probably want to get. I'm between Lapland and Neural. I know for sure that those are the only two that I'm currently considering. And yes, Noed, finally. She finally heard our prayers. Oh. My gosh. PRAM. Alright. Get the lap. The thing is, it's like, ugh. Here's the thing. We were hoping to end early, and then Neural would have been the obvious choice. But now there's multiple decisions, because I don't know next time I'm going to end up going this crazy stupid on a banner. So I'm just trying to... I'm not gonna make any decisions on stream right this moment. Oh. Gosh. I'm sorry, Noed, but also look above my head! Oh. You want Dusk for Sui and she's 200. Yeah, exactly. I mean, cheap is relative here, but... So, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not gonna make a decision on stream. I'm just relieved. I'm just very relieved. Went to 300 back in November as XU alt did not want to bite. Picked up Neural as a spark. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. 314. Alright. We are clear. You should pick Lap because she costs 300 anyway. During next or some other limited, you might only do 200 and get Neural. You see, this is where I'm like trying to... yeah. It's 314 because she's a cutie pie. 3.14. Oh my gosh. Okay. I'm just in relief. I'm gonna talk with HR about it, okay? I'm gonna talk with HR about it. I don't like, okay, in the same way that I very rarely buy outfits on stream, I'm not someone who's gonna, like, be pressured into sparking on stream. That is something that I just want to be able to think about and not rush into. Yeah, no peer pressure here. But I'm just very, very, very dang relieved. Oh. Oh my gosh. Hey, can someone in HR, do a timeout on the Twitch side? That is very not okay. We don't talk like that here. Thank you. Very fair. Chat is good at making streamers do bad decisions when it comes to gacha. Exactly, yes. I'm just so relieved. Oh my gosh. This snow leopard. This dang snow leopard. Oh gosh. I feel like I can freely make more fan art now. 3.14 is crazy. She likes sweets, right? She likes sweet things. I guess she wanted pie too. Ah. Very stubborn indeed, but seriously, thank you guys. Thank you, seriously, guys. For your help, for your support, for your bells in chat. Seriously, thank you. Oh my gosh. The Odyssey just ended. The sky is blue and we are sailing home. Oh, alright. Thank you, Trion. Have a good weekend. Alright. And for Pram, strawberry tart. She came home from you. Strawberry tart sounds amazing. I need some more food assets someday. Alright. Okay. Okay. We are going to, Just want to go to another 300 on another thing. Alright. Oh gosh, Pram. Thank you so much for finally ending our suffering. Thank you for finally ending our suffering. Okay. Video, then vignettes. Yes, indeed. I'm just relieved. And now we have more reading. I'm happy you got another Roma now. I feel pressured to max her pot. I'm sorry, Raul. Aroma brought home Innis of all people. I'm so confused by that. Aroma likes... I don't know fully enough about either, but Aroma seems to like bringing over the kind of sort of scary ops, doesn't she? Why is that? Alright. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad. I'm so glad we're done. Hello, Cardigan. Okay. We're gonna pause this. We're going to jump in here. We are gonna turn off the gacha pull text. And we are going to also... Okay, Pram, I'm sorry. When we're doing a video, I need to have you off for a bit. But thank you so much for coming home. I appreciate you. Please enjoy the sweets. Okay. We are gonna start Obscure Wanderer. So, in order to prep for that, we have a little bit of video watching beforehand. Let's see how this goes. I had does not even compare to his hope. A knight should not question his. Oh, that makes sense. Okay. I see why this was necessary now. Oh! Okay, my curiosity is piqued, that's for sure. Hi, Mountain! Hi, Mountain! Hello, Tage. And then we just reviewed this. We just reviewed Akafuyu's. We just reviewed this. All right. Interesting. Okay. There's a campsite. Okay. Huh. Wow, we're getting base defender modules. Okay, and then our next one is, if I do this correctly, is this gonna do this correctly? Yes, okay.
Arknights, 有形に影ありて。お前はそれでいいのだね。
Huh. Very, very interesting. Okay. Okay. Alright then. I am very curious, to say the least. What is this going to be, Mlanar? Alright. Let's see how this goes then. Okay. An obscure wanderer. My story. Alright. Also, yeah, if you are... I need to put the... Where is this? If you are new here, definitely consider joining our Discord. We would be happy to have you in the Discord. There's an Arknights channel. There is a channel for spoiler talk past where I am at, and there is a channel, not a channel, a thread. There's a thread for spoiler talk past where I'm at, and there is a thread for spoiler talk that is for CN. So, like, for example, if you are interested in discussing the CN livestream, we have a separate thread for that. Please keep everything in the thread. But we would be happy to have you in the Discord. Make sure to grab the Stargazer role after reading the rules section so that you are able to talk in the Discord. It's a very active Discord, and we have a great time there. So we would be happy to have you there. Please consider joining in. Alright. Okay. With that out of the way, an obscure wanderer. Alright. Perhaps the things of old that seem overly wonderful can no longer exist. Much like the last rays of a sunset. With the dusk crossing his back, Mlanar searches for a way out. Okay. Alright. Hermit abode. Okay. Far in the past, before the story of a night's breaking of the tides was written into a novel, the deafening sounds of cannon fire and reverberating bowstrings could often be heard in the breeze blowing through the forests. In those days, the masses firmly believed that they were trapped in darkness. They cast the weight of life and death upon the earth, spilling blood as the price of both survival and remonstrance. Now, as the late autumn sun beams gently down on the open plains, a farmer strikes his hammer rhythmically to repair his roof before the oncoming rainstorm. In a graveyard at the foot of the mountain, a small group of men swing their iron tools, shoveling away dirt by the scoopful. As a chorus of sobs ring out in the background, they bury their withered crops into the earth. November 25th, 3:20 p.m. Countryside, southern Kazimierz.
So, you're wandering the land all by yourself now, sir. No servants, no followers, not even a sword or armor. Though it doesn't seem there's anybody looking to make an enemy of you. I still remember how a lot of folks back in the day said you were antagonizing the most prestigious families in the country, and that you'd find yourself in trouble sooner or later. Didn't those very same people accept emergency supplies that could get themselves in trouble? I've long since left the arena where those with influence scheme against one another. No longer am I worthy of their precious attention. Right. I suppose you wouldn't be surprised. Just like when I fled to these foreign lands all those years ago, I thought the king would be after me with his arts forever. But as you can see, this old schoolteacher has lived peacefully for some 20-odd years in a small hut that can't so much as withstand the rain. You say you're from Lithanian. The Witch King's spire is long fallen. Why stay? I've been in hiding for too long now. I no longer have any desire to go back. It took a long time for the news to reach this remote village, and by then I'd already found myself accustomed to tending to the farms, and only having to worry about keeping myself fed. Besides, I cut off my antlers to disguise myself. I've gotten used to living like a Karanta. Say my family's still alive in Lithanian. They even recognize me. But you consider yourself a Lithanian nonetheless. I'm just a poor fellow who can't put his old life behind him, sir. The zealot in me passed away long ago, and a man who's lived in hiding for so long doesn't much care about who he really is. I suppose you're here to revisit the place? I have little to give, but if you'd accept a hot cup of tea, it would be my pleasure. No need. Very well, sir. It's only that I still remember your kindness all those years ago, old as I may now be. When everyone else was exchanging pleasantries in their Kashmirzian dialects, you saw through my ruse. Yet instead of exposing me, you allowed me to remain in the caravan of refugees. Seems you don't remember. You don't remember a thing I just said, but you weren't the least bit surprised when I recognized you. You must have rescued so many others like me. It was too long ago. Are you writing a notice? You mean this here? Yes, it's a safety notice. A knight came to our village just yesterday. Supposedly, a group of bandits have moved into the area. There's even been attacks in Zvonek. But anyone with half a brain knows that even if there were bandits, no one would go out of their way to protect a small village like ours, so far from the nomadic city's paths. Which is why the campaign knight's solemn reminder left me very frightened. Sir, even if no one wants to do you harm right this moment, I suggest bringing a weapon with you. That's what the campaign knights told you. So you haven't heard? Come to think of it, though it is strange. These past few years, the knights have started to worry about the lives and deaths of us commoners. Take the few families that moved into the village 2 years ago. The knights rescued them when a catastrophe struck the next town over. That's not what I find strange. It's what he should have done in the first place. Well, you certainly gave us a fright. Gosh. Chechavor. If you hadn't taken your helmet off in time, the villagers might have just drawn their bows at you. If, heaven forbid, an esteemed campaign knight such as yourself were to get hurt, my rap sheet might be long enough as it is, but the bounty on my head still has room to grow. Villagers! Good thing you remember my face. At least most of you do. There aren't many of your old pals among the living. Plenty of new blood, though. Now, that's no reason for a lawn face for the likes of us. So, how can I help? For you to come to such a small backwater village on patrol, I suppose it can't be because you're bored at work? After all, I hear this area hasn't been very peaceful of late, and the campaign knights have been busy maintaining order outside the cities. I even heard that a couple of our folks are being investigated by you. That's exactly why I came, Toland. If you're the leader of the bounty hunters here, that makes this simpler. I'm sure you know, but I have rules to follow first. Ah, so you're not only following the rules. That's rare. Should we have a more private chat, then? The last time we met, old Miner wanted to see you. Too bad. We were in a hurry to evacuate, and you were in a hurry to follow your rules and head back for debriefing. He ended up dying on his sickbed 2 years ago. Take a look down there. You can see the industrial district on the other side of the river valley. You couldn't have picked a better spot for your stronghold. Oh, looks like a big corporation. What about it? That used to be the Palaniskos estate. Feeling nostalgic? A little. But I digress. I don't know how hostile you hunters are toward me, but I'd prefer not to make things too difficult for you. No need to worry. Most of the folks here aren't our old buddies, but at the very least they aren't so rash that they'd attack a fully armored campaign knight. Captain. No, that's not what I'm worried about. Wait, did I ever tell you about my promotion? Why so surprised? I'll give you that you campaign knights can be awfully cloak and dagger with your info, but you've been their leader for years now. Can we really be called hunters if we can't get our hands on even that much intel? Say, for example, about the Black Lance who pierces the starry sky, and the Knight who charges toward catastrophes. Fine. There's nothing I can do about your intel. Besides, it's hardly honorable to hunt down whoever betrayed us. You already know my combat prowess is nothing to write home about, and a few achievements I have to my name are barely worth mentioning. And I knew you'd say that too. What do I do with you? So, the recent attacks. Did you really catch wind of something, or did the higher-ups only send you here for show? It's not often that a campaign knight gets transferred to the boondocks for something that happened in the cities. Maybe it's a little of both. But I'll promise you this, Toland. Your hunters will be released safe and sound. They were taken into custody by patrolling campaign knights. There should never have been a misunderstanding like this between the two of us. Of course, you aren't one to wrongfully accuse the innocent. I can't say we're the most upstanding men you'll find anywhere, but we really have nothing to do with this. You'll have to wait a little longer, though. I can only let them go after the investigations are over. Then I trust they won't take too long. You could have just written that in a letter, you know. But you went through the trouble of meeting us face to face. You have something else to say, don't you? Your hunter, the one-eyed Zalek. He explained what you guys are here for. And I'm guessing he didn't have the guts to lie to you. He said you got a distress message from some villagers. We may only call ourselves an NGO as a way to gather intel, but if someone wants our help and can afford it, we're more than happy to step up. And that's the honest truth. We're here to help. Our methods may not be what you call noble, though. I know you're doing the right thing. That's why I feel so guilty. Listen, Toland. I want you guys to at least postpone your operation. Don't get yourselves involved in this investigation. And you should stay away from any of the companies that took on the Dvonek city renovation project, too. Sounds like you got something big on your plate. Is someone trying to get rid of dissidents through you folks? Anyway, thanks for the advice. Seeing as you went out of your way to warn me, I'll play along. You wouldn't mind if I went ahead and gave my men a heads up first, would you? Otherwise, they might just go kidnap some poor old sod. Alright, now let's talk about that sword you're carrying on your waist. Considering how our old knight friend has never changed weapons all these years, there's no mistake. You met Muenar, haven't you? It's nothing strange if you haven't heard about the recent chaos here, sir. You came here via the Barren Lands, so you most likely haven't been to Zvonek yet. If you haven't come across any messengers to buy a newspaper from, you wouldn't have heard the latest news.
Mr. Sommer, so that's where you were. I put the notice up.
Ah, Ava, good work.
Don't mention it. It's not often I get to help you out. So, if I may ask, who's this gentleman you're talking to?
He's an incredible knight.
Oh, I see. Welcome. I noticed you've been standing there for quite some time. Are you here to check out the area? I heard a lot of knights have been buying land outside the cities for their vacation homes lately. It's starting to become a trend. We haven't had any catastrophes, and there aren't any infected in the nearby villages. You couldn't ask for a cleaner place. Or perhaps you're here representing a corporation? I saw in this morning's paper that Gale Industries has a lot of open positions. Apparently they're hiring for the new construction in Zvonek. Anyone they think can get the job done, even the infected, gets a chance to go work in the city. Did Gale Industries sponsor a nightclub?
Eva? I just remembered that I had a letter for the village chief. Could you do me another favor?
Of course. No problem. You mean right now? Okay.
My apologies. The folks here have been very interested in people from the cities as of late. You'll have to forgive them their manners. You came here from the path to the north. You must have seen the new factories over by the river valley. Strumikovo and Sverdza are close to the city's path, and both have sold their land, or so the taxman told us. That's why so many here dream of our village catching the eyes of the large corporations, letting us sell our land and move into the cities. Absurd. Right, it's an absurd idea. I'm old. I don't expect much from life anymore. Kids like them, though, should at least be allowed to daydream. I ran from Lithuanian in a hurry because I said the wrong thing and offended the wrong men. In the old days, I was a scholar who offered lip service to the nobles of the Spire. Now, my hair is as hoary as it gets, and all that's on my mind is how to keep myself warm and fed, and that's more than enough to consume all my sanity. Their situation is no different from mine, but even a false dream is enough to widen their perspective when they lift up their heads and look ahead. It's not my wish to criticize anyone. And even if there were someone worthy of my criticism, they're not here. If you're here to revisit the village, though, I'm afraid it will disappoint. I'm looking for someone, and merely passing through. Have you met 2 campaign knights in gold? Gold? Most of the ones who passed by in recent years were equipped with silver armor and lances. As for any exceptions... My apologies, I can't recall. No need to trouble yourself. If you'd see them, you'd remember. Are you searching without a lead? If you have any other clues, I could try to come up with something, or at least point you in a direction. Have you had any fleets of construction vehicles pass through the area in recent years? No. then there's no need to point me anywhere. I remember. We won't forget this, you neural family punk! You humiliated our master today, but we'll make those worthless bastards you so sympathize with pay for this 100-fold! We can certainly pass this legislation to quell public opinion, but I'm sure you know that the remote wilderness is far outside the reach of the Judicature's tendrils. Without you, their voices would never even have reached the Grand Knight territory. Enough. Let's stop here. The squad's made it far enough. It doesn't matter how much you want it. Even if I keep fighting with you, Kazimierz will never be a place where we can sit down with you nobles on an equal footing. Help! Sir Knight! Sir Knight! We've met before, haven't we? Please, please help me! I can't die in this tent! My kid will be back tomorrow morning! I can't! Sorry, Moinar. I can't answer that. A sharp whistle can be heard, and the two conversing men each take a step back. A large General Chamber of Commerce transport drives by. The white, spray-painted logo on the container stares down at the pedestrians walking by. The transport's wheels drive over the dirt road, kicking up a trail of dust behind it as the engine's roar is carried away by the wind into the autumn wilderness. The bladeless night falls silent. He and the iron behemoth stare at one another until it leaves him behind. Then, he turns around and slowly walks away, following the path he had already decided on. Beside the uneven grooves left behind by the truck's tires, the night leaves no tracks whatsoever. Sir? Why did that Kazimierzian knight seem so disappointed? Why did he set his sword down? And why is he still willing to move forward? It's been some 20 years. Perhaps it's finally time I agreed to take Eva to see the world outside. We met by chance not far from the factories over there. Well, that sure is worth a trip down memory lane. What was he doing here? I would guess he was probably lost. After all, it's been so many years since the last time we were here. Huh, perhaps you'd like to say that to his face? I'll pass. And here I thought he'd head toward Ursus. After all, he left the Grand Knight territory in search of his family. But I also remember us speculating all those years ago that the northern winds and tundra his brother wrote about in his letters were made up, right? Only the top echelon of the Adeptus Spravedlivi knows the truth of where those two respected knights actually went. Sounds like you haven't heard anything new during your years with the campaign knights? Regrettably. He's not the only one who can't get over it. I had a dream a couple nights ago. It was vague, but I remembered us all gathered together, discussing where the two missing neurals went. Let's just say he's here for a vacation, then. We haven't heard anything for years, and Waynar's not stupid. Right. Did you tell him about how poor the public order has been these days? He's in the neighborhood. He might just give you a hand. Yes, I was indeed hoping he'd help out. That's why I brought his weapon to the nightclub's craftsman for some adjustments. Right. Someone as particular about weapons as you wouldn't have been able to stand the sight of it, huh? Even if he had no need for a sword in his job, the Neurals must know some smiths in the Grand Knight territory who could keep his weapon in a decent shape? Well, they do. Remember that time we joined in on the action during that conflict with Ursus? Waynar ordered me to contact some nightclubs, right? Those who later called my hunters Sarkaz Nightclub are all old friends of the Neural family. They used to follow Kirill and Schnitz, and they also saw how daring and spirited Moinar was on the battlefield. Hell, his niece is a craftsman too. She's young enough that she's got no idea what he's been up to, though. Almost threw herself into the whole mess with the Kashmir's major, even. But given his temper, do you really think he'd ask any of them for help? If you ask me, I think he probably could've. Do you think he's still got any use for his sword, though? Would he still be willing to help take care of trouble? And not out of friendship, but as a knight? Where's this coming from? Because I've got a personal feud. For 10 years, I've looked up to the knight captain before me as my mentor. He never asked about my background, nor did he care if I'd offended any nobles. For that, I respected him. And all that respect evaporated the moment I took over his position and all the paperwork of the entire nightclub. That was when I saw for myself the vile corruption behind the discipline and chivalry that I tried to so faithfully to execute. I'm not trying to accuse every last campaign knight in Kazimierz. It's just that my position has always been a far cry from the glorious, noble knighthood I aspired to. You sure you want to tell a bounty hunter that? I've got to have at least one old friend who'd listen to me vent. You know I just want to be an honest man who follows the rules. You probably think the code of the knighthood is inflexible, but at least it doesn't kill. At the very least, it wouldn't have let Selena die like that. She's gone? When? It's been a few years now. Sorry, it's not easy for me to bring this up. Though, Waynar knows. Back then, when Selena was taken to the Grand Knight territory, I wrote him a letter asking for help. If she was taken to the Grand Knight territory, that must have been quite out of hand. That's why he couldn't do anything for her, and I could understand that. I know he wasn't the one who got her killed, and I won't take it out on him. But I never got a reply to that letter, which is why when we met again today, I couldn't help but bring it up. If my letter had gotten buried under the pile of condolences for Kirill's death, then I could only blame myself for being unlucky. But he admitted to having received and read it, yet he chose not to talk about the past, or to even acknowledge my hatred. When did he become the sort of man who'd turn away when faced with questions of right and wrong? Oh. Well, then let me ask a little question. If you weren't going to ask the bounty hunters for help, yet you were going to drag him into your revenge plot, were you trying to get him on your side, or is he another target? Please don't misunderstand me. Goodness. Alright then. Angel, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Just got here, all I know so far is something about trucks and knights, and this is sounding like a commercial for Ford F-150. We're reading a story in Arknights called An Obscure Wanderer. We just started it. So if you're interested in listening along, we would be happy to have you. How do you like it so far? I am very intrigued as to where everything is going. It's definitely interesting. Messed up on a few names, but I at least have them here to try. Join the Foxcast. There you go. Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, I messed up on a few names, but I'm very intrigued. I feel like some of these names I've heard before, but I don't remember now. It's hard to remember every little detail as we go through here. Alright. Strumikovo, Svierdza. You'll get many more chances to mess up. Thank you. It's Proviso's name is the hardest for me right now. Everyone else I think I understand. Chechibor, Chichibor, I can say. Zvonek, I can say. Desch is the one that I'm dying over. Desch. That is hard. Oh my gosh. Also, hello, Wainar. We're reading about you right now. That's it? Okay. It's really hard to say. Especially when there's, like, when it's a possessive. When it's when it's a thing that belongs to them. How do you even say that? It's like they want foreigners to slip up as a joke. How do you do? It's the possessive I can't do. I can try to say the name, and then the possessive is worse. Can't do the possessive version. Deschisses. My gosh. Oh my gosh. What? Wait, Stockler, what are you saying? Just make neighing sounds instead. Oh my gosh. You'll need Schnitz for now. Okay, I wasn't expecting that one, so it kind of came out of nowhere. But that one's easy enough. I couldn't see the name list that I had on the side here. I had to bring it over. Alright. Deschilvi. Rainy. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Onward we go. Schnitz came up with Kirill, so you can guess who that is. Okay, see, that was the problem, is I forgot the name Kirill. I know we've heard the name Kirill, and I'm completely blanking, unfortunately. And I'm sorry if this should be really obvious. It's very hard for me to keep track, especially when I'm reading. I know we've heard the name, and I'm completely blanking, unfortunately. I know that I recognize the name. I know it's a name I should know. But there's so much to keep track of. Kirill is Wynar's dad. Schnitz would be the brother. Okay, wait, thank you. Thank you. I know I had read the name and I was completely blanking. Okay. I think we're good. Try to keep going here. Okay. Whew. Yes. Only the stars. Okay. November 28th, 5:00 p.m. Southern Kazimierz, on a small road hard to traverse by car. Mr. Moinar, please try a bit harder to remember. We've met before, when you and a representative from the Westland Company were bidding on a Gale Industries engineering contract.
I told you, I don't remember.
It would have been 3 years ago, when the Blood Knight won the major. They were broadcasting the awards ceremony at the restaurant when they held the banquet after the auction.
I've never paid any attention to those night games.
Then do you remember toasting with every last representative from Gale Industries? You were pretty drunk by the end. I can remember it like it was yesterday. I never imagined it could be so difficult for the sales department of a large company to make a single deal. Considering the results, though, I'd say you got a pretty good deal yourself. At the time, a lot of our representatives were quite impressed with you, even though...
Flattery will get you nowhere. We just happen to have crossed paths. You don't need to see this as a favor, nor should you expect me to ask for anything in return.
How can you say that? If I hadn't met you, I'd still be wandering around lost in the wilderness. Look, I'm not trying to suck up to you. I really just wanted to thank you. After we get back to Cavalierelki, I swear I'll find a way to express my gratitude.
If you're still planning to make it back on time, then you'd best focus on the road and watch your step, miss.
Sorry, these heels are way too high, and it's hard to keep my balance.
Miss Deschich.
You'll have to forgive me for looking so unprofessional. Shoot, where'd my lip gloss go? At least I had the papers in a binder so they didn't get dirty. Please, give me a minute to get my stuff back in order.
Let's take a break here.
Okay. I really am sorry about all this, Mr. Moinar. I wouldn't have had to bother you like this if my rental car hadn't broken down. I only just drove it from the rental company to the hotel last night, and the engine was already dead by morning. I'm going to have to sue those guys for renting me a defective car. By the way, if you ever run into any other little problems like that, I might be able to help you out. It's my area of expertise.
I'm good.
Oh, right. I still haven't told you about the case I'm working on. It concerns a little village called, Tswerza. It was originally owned by a noble knight named Marek, who mortgaged the land to Gale Industries about 7 years ago. But after that, he turned around and sold it to the villagers living there. Naturally, they assumed they'd finally have the opportunity to own land, so they bought the farmland for 10 years' worth of taxes. But half a year ago, Mr. Marek passed away to illness, and only then did Gale Industries put the development of Tswerza on the agenda. That's when we discovered that a lot of the titles had gone underwater. A good chunk of the villagers defaulted on the loans they took out years ago to buy the land, and were suddenly informed that it no longer belonged to them. Isn't that a bit outrageous?
I don't recall asking you about any of this.
I just thought you'd be interested in the dark underbelly of a business you're working with.
I don't need to hear yet another story of a lawyer seeking to right the world's wrongs.
Righting the world's wrongs? I certainly wouldn't say that. This is just my job. By the way, Mr. Moinar, why are you leaving Cavalierelki? Are you also on a business trip?
Vacation.
Oh, lucky you. I don't even remember the last time I took a vacation. Maybe it was back when the Black Knight won the championship. I had money on that tournament, so I thought it'd be a good time to treat myself. But my earnings didn't actually add up to much. Sorry, I have to take a call real quick. Hello? I'm very sorry. I still haven't arrived at my destination, due to some unforeseen circumstances along the way. No, don't worry. There won't be any delays. I swear I'll complete the negotiations by today and report back to the company. Yes, I'm fully aware that this was an error on my part, and I'm fully responsible for the consequences. Oh, they hung up. The director's going to chew me out again when I get back, and I thought getting sent all the way out here was already bad enough.
You said you were here to handle the suit regarding the acquisition of the village's land.
That's right.
but you mentioned something about reporting back to the company over the phone.
I think you're misunderstanding something, Mr. Muenar. I am in charge of the land acquisition suit, but I represent Gale Industries. Phew, we're finally here. Are you alright, Mr. Muenar? Should we find somewhere to rest?
Excuse me, are you Miss Deschich, the attorney?
And you must be the attorney who contacted me earlier, Mr. Ham. Sorry for being so late. As you can see, there were some unexpected issues along the way.
No worries, it's perfectly understandable, considering how far we are from Cavalier Elki.
So, Mr. Muenar, wanna grab a drink after I'm all done with this? I hear the villagers here have a tradition of brewing beer.
I'll pass.
Alright then. In that case, thanks for all the help.
Miss Desch, can we get started right away?
Oh, of course. Lead the way.
Good. Now follow me, please. So, lawyers from big companies even take special attendants with them on business trips, huh?
When I took the case, I thought I'd have to take the time to explain all the legal mumbo-jumbo to the residents, but I never thought they'd hire a lawyer of their own.
The villagers turned to an NGO called the Kashmirzian Rural Dispute Mediation Association, which sent me to deal with the situation here in Sverdza.
Great. Having a professional on their side makes this much easier. But before we officially get started, Mr. Ham, I'd like to make sure we're both on the same page. According to our prior communication, you've already informed the residents about the ownership dispute over Sverdza's land, and everyone has agreed to the demolition of the village.
Correct. I also reached out to Mr. Merrick's sole heir, his son, Mr. Merrick Jr. He is currently serving as a campaign knight and has no interest in reclaiming ownership. Though the legal dispute has not yet been satisfactorily resolved, our most urgent task is to provide relief to the villagers. Furthermore, we hope that both parties will be able to privately reach a peaceful resolution, so as to avoid the complicated deliberation process of the National Council.
Naturally, time is of the essence. The quicker we can wrap this case up, the better.
The villagers of Sverdza have authorized me to negotiate with Gale Industries on their behalf, and I promise to secure fair compensation for the demolition of Sverdza and their relocation. So with that said, let's start by discussing the plan proposed by the villagers. We hope that Gale Industries will allocate housing to each inhabitant at a ratio of 10-to-1, according to the area of arable land owned by each household, and compensate the demolition at 80,000 marks per household.
May I ask how they arrived at these numbers?
They were the result of a professional market valuation as well as collective discussion among the residents. Considering the detriment the relocation will have upon their lives, as well as the strength of Gale Industries' financial position, I believe these numbers are fair to both parties.
Naturally, you have the right to offer your price in a negotiation. If you have nothing more to add, I'd like to present Gale's initial offer. We will provide housing within the city at a ratio of 3-to-1, according to the area of each person's residence, as well as 800 marks per household to compensate for the demolition. If you couldn't hear me clearly, I can repeat that.
Miss Deschich, I don't think this is the time to be cracking jokes.
This isn't a joke, Mr. Ham.
In that case, I suppose I'll have to start from the top and break down our valuation of Sverdza's land.
Let's hear it.
Let's compare it to the closest neighboring village, Strumikovo. The lord there made a deal to sell all his arable land to Mieszko at a final price of 600,000 marks per hectare. In terms of the quality of the arable land, as well as geographical location, it is very comparable to Sverdza's, As such, that price should certainly serve us as a reference point.
Coincidentally, I also happen to be familiar with the sale you just mentioned. But isn't it too early to equate those two situations?
Please elaborate.
First of all, despite the fact that both villages are the same distance from Kavalerilki, there is a road leading straight to Strumikovo, whereas Svierza is only accessible via a long, rugged mountain trail. The two villages also differ significantly in terms of transversability and accessibility. A large portion of the land in Svierza is occupied by mountainous terrain. Secondly, the quality of the arable land you brought up is a fictitious concept. By conventional standards, it is more sensible to assess farmland by the value of the crops it produces. In Strumikovo, the village has a complete production line, from the planting and harvesting of grains to the processing of foodstuffs. The value of the land's output is indisputable. By contrast, Svierza's main crops is hops, and the village's sole beer processing factory closed down 2 months ago. Reportedly, the site also has serious problems with environmental pollution. Therefore, any valuation of Svierza must be taken into account the profitability of its crops, as well as the detriment posed by its lack of accessibility. From a multi-factor analysis, the land occupied by these two villages could hardly be more different. I fail to see how it can serve us as a reference point.
There may be truth in what you say, but our claim for compensation does not arise solely from the value of the land itself. We must also take into account the fact that the villagers here will be forced to relocate, changing their way of life and requiring them to learn a new trade. It is primarily for this reason that they require compensation.
Mr. Ham, I'm not sure if you checked the statistics or not. 10 years ago, there were 250 households in Svierza, of which 85% were engaged in agricultural production, using 95% of the arable land. But as of right now, there are 137 households, with the two aforementioned metrics falling to 15% and 21% respectively. In other words, in light of the fact that most residents have already shifted to light industry and handicrafts as their main livelihood, the notion that Gale Industries has an obligation to compensate them just for living on arable land is perhaps a little unreasonable.
Even the smallest voices deserve to be heard.
Mr. Ham, did you know that a little over 10 years ago, you could still see newsstands and the like in the streets and alleyways of Kavalerilki? People who couldn't get their hands on a ticket for the night competitions could only wait at these newsstands, hoping to get the results of the games from a paper hot off the presses.
Of course, I was one of them back in my teenage years.
However, with the recent rise of intercity networks and logistics, you'll be hard-pressed to find a single newsstand in the city these days. Tell me, did the people who used to run them for a living get a single bit of compensation from the government? Is that your idea of fair?
I don't think your analogy is entirely appropriate here, but now that we're talking history, Miss Deschich, you should know that across the history of civilization, the endless annexation of land has always been a major destabilizing factor. When we settle on a price for the land here in Svierza today, we will also be setting a reference point for other villagers' lands transactions in the years to come. If the National Council were to weigh in on this matter, do you think they would allow Gale Industries to buy Svierza's land at such an absurdly low price?
Mr. Ham, you seem to be misunderstanding the fundamental issue at hand. Gale is paying compensation, not buying the land. When you trace everything back, Mr. Merrick's deal with Gale came first, while his deal with the villagers came afterwards. From a legal standpoint, we already own the land. While we have an obligation to compensate the residents out of social responsibility, your attempt to treat this as a payment for the land itself is completely unfounded.
Regardless, I'm afraid the villagers will find the meager sum you propose to be quite unpalatable.
Of course, that was only our initial offer, and there is still room for negotiation. Even in the worst-case scenario, both of us reserve the right to request arbitration from the National Council. But when that time comes, the judge will hear all the exact same arguments I've made today. How confident are you that you can fetch a higher price than court?
That's,
Then how about we reevaluate what a fair compensation for the demolition and relocation would be? A toast to a successful negotiation! To a signed contract!
Cheers.
I can't remember the last time I got to kick back and knock down a drink like this. Guess this business trip wasn't all bad.
Your business trip has been a total disaster for me, though.
Don't be so hard on yourself, Mr. Ham. There's not a lawyer out there who wins all the time. Besides, this was just a private settlement. It's perfectly normal not to get everything you want. Take it easy. A lawyer's career is long and meandering, so just keep working at it. All I know is, right here and now, this beer is amazing.
To be honest, Miss Desch, I've known your name for a long time now. The Red Wine once reported that you've never lost a case on defense. You're considered a gold star attorney, even among the many experts at the Long Rain law firm.
You're gonna make me blush.
When I heard that you would be representing Gale in this case, I already knew it would be hard for me to gain any sort of advantage. Nevertheless, I tried to prepare for the negotiation as best I could, but you're indeed more capable than I imagined. So there's something I'd like to ask you, Miss Deschich. As an experienced professional, what do you think went wrong with my handling of the case?
Oh, I can tell you that you put in a good amount of time into it, but all in the wrong direction.
The wrong direction?
Alright. Enough talking about work. No discord, no concord. Come on, bottoms up!
Now that the contract has been signed, can you answer a question? How much money do you stand to make from handling this case?
That's a fairly touchy subject, wouldn't you say? Well, why don't you take a guess?
Considering your reputation within Cavalier-Elke's legal circles, I'd guess at least 50,000 marks, if you can get the price down to within the expected margins.
Try again.
100,000? I don't even want to think about it then.
Actually, Gale gave me 1 million marks to resolve this case. In other words, if I can get the price down below that, the rest of the money is mine. Oh, but I'd still have to cough up for taxes.
I don't think I'll ever see that kind of money in my life.
But the most important thing is, the beer here is something else. Give me another mug, barkeep! Right away. The beer here uses our signature fermentation method. You won't taste this stuff anywhere else. Huh? Nowhere else? Ma'am, can I interest you in talking business? I'd be willing to buy the recipe from you. Just name your price. I'm afraid I can't do that. Dad would never agree to it. Besides, even if I gave you the secret recipe, you wouldn't be able to do anything with it. This kind of beer can only be made with hops grown in Sviarza. If you'd like it so much, buy some extra to take with you. Also, the land here was just purchased by the General Chamber of Commerce. The next time you come, there might not be any hops left. Oh, what a pity.
Miss Deschit, do you think I have any chance of getting into Lawn Rain?
Excuse me?
Sorry, I know I have a long way to go, but please, if you could put in a good word for me, even if it's just for an internship, I swear I'll give it my all.
And here I was thinking a well-intentioned lawyer representing those poor villagers would look down on a firm that specializes in corporate clients.
No, I've never thought like that. A lawyer's job is to fight for their clients, no matter who they are. There's nothing I can say to that.
Even if it's to help large corporations squeeze out innocent and helpless civilians? There's no justice in that, is there?
I've been practicing law for 5 years now. Who still believes in justice in this day and age? Even if I rummaged through all those massive codices of law, I doubt I'd find a single mention of the word. Actually, I do remember this saying from a book on legal theory. How'd it go again? Laws only bring absurdity, never justice.
The notion that justice can be achieved through man-made laws is absurd on its face.
Right. That's the one. Not to mention, how can a small-time lawyer like me, how can I even afford a decent place to live in Kavalerielki? What do you think? Miss Deschich?
Oh, sorry. I spaced out a little. I was just thinking, if that nice girl knew that I'm the cold-hearted lawyer who squeezed them out of their compensation money, would she kick me out of the bar?
My bad. I think I've had a bit too much to drink. I need to go outside and cool off, so let's talk about all this work stuff later.
Phew. She lifts her head and suddenly realizes how out of place her lawn breaths seem. The quiet night shrouds her, as if she's remembering for the first time to pull down the curtains to block the never-ending stream of lights. So you can still see the stars outside of Kavalerielki. How many years has it been since I last saw a starry sky? Hello everyone! My name is Deschich, and today I'll be starting as a novice lawyer in training. This is my first ever case. Starting today, I'll use everything I know to uphold the dignity of law and protect justice. Hey, why is everyone laughing? Did I say something I shouldn't have? It really has been so many years. Oh, Mr. Buenar, you're still here. Thank goodness. I've been busy all day and was worried that you'd already left and I wouldn't get a chance to thank you.
There was an incident along the highway, and they had to temporarily block the road. Also, don't forget your things next time.
Oh, that's the ID badge on my work uniform. Wait, when did the strap break? Was it when I fell down earlier?
Someone took note of you.
Eh? Thank you. I guess that means you saved my hide again.
You seem to be in a good mood. Did you secure a good price for Gale?
It was a passable deal. Do you also think I'm an unethical lawyer?
You'd never hear such naive, senseless words out of my mouth.
There's something I'd like to ask you. Did you know that after that bitter conference back then, our rival Westland company was sued for serious defects in their construction materials?
I might have seen something like that in the papers. Even in a place like Kavalerielki, where it isn't uncommon to cut corners in the construction industry, the reporter still gave it a full-page article. Then you throw in the fact that the National Council slapped enough fines on them to bankrupt them. People are going to remember that.
You really do know your stuff, huh? Or rather, you knew all along, didn't you? You knew how Westland operated, which is why you spared no effort trying to secure the contract, so they wouldn't get the hospital construction project.
I didn't expect to hear such naive, senseless words from a seasoned attorney.
Naive?
I have no idea how you came to such a ridiculous conclusion, so I'll just assume you were trying to insult me.
Sorry, not at all! I was just trying to make small talk.
It's getting late. I'll be heading back now.
You're not going to try the specialty beers here?
I never liked drinking.
I just wanted someone to chat with, but it looks like I said something I shouldn't have again.
Deschich slowly walks towards the not-so-vast farmland by the side of the road. After the autumn harvest, the fields of straw were neatly pressed down, resembling an all-natural mat. The aroma of hops coalesces with the scent of the humid air, leaving a deep impression in her nostrils. She lies down and extends a finger, gesturing at the stars in the sky as if searching for something.
Where are the stars that make up Libra right now? Hello? Yes, it's me. There's nothing to worry about. There were no issues in signing the contract. I'm very sorry, but it's too late for me to return to Cavalier tonight. Yes. You may deduct the extra day from my annual leave. I assure you, there will be no further delays, and I'll submit the contract to the company. Oh, he hung up again. Jeez, I just wanted to gaze at the stars in peace. Maybe it's time I change things up a little.
Miss Deschich, I have some things to attend to here, so I won't be seeing you off. I've learned a lot from our negotiations. Thank you very much.
You're too humble, seriously. If I ever see you back in Cavalier, I'll take you out for another drink.
I should probably be the one picking up the tab next time. Oh, and one more thing. About the Lonrain law firm.
That's still on your mind, huh? To be honest, it's not like I can give you a recommendation. So, how about I give you a simple examination first? Take a look at this.
This is the land sale contract between Mr. Merrick and Gale.
Take a closer look. Do you see any problems with it?
I don't see anything wrong with the terms, and the details are fairly comprehensive as well. Wait, the signing party isn't Mr. Merrick, but rather his son? He was still alive at the time, and the contract provides no evidence that he ever authorized his son to act as his agent. Merrick Jr. should not have been eligible to sign this on his father's behalf. But that's not all. Merrick Jr. is a campaign knight now, so why does he have so many dealings with Gale? In other words, based on this, Gale Industries has no claim to the land of Sviertsa Village!
Not necessarily. After all, Mr. Merrick has passed away, and Gale has countless other ways of backing up the transaction.
But this is a critical breakthrough in the case! Miss Deschich, couldn't maliciously leaking confidential information like this lead to disbarment?
I happened to accidentally lose some sensitive information at the site of the negotiation. How could that possibly be considered malicious?
I should have seen this coming.
Actually, you should have requested these documents from Gale Industries at the very beginning of negotiations. They'll probably look for a way to cover it up, but it'll at least set them on the back foot. But failing to take this into consideration was an error on your part.
So instead of making a fuss over the value of the land, I should have tried to challenge the legitimacy of Gale's claim in the first place. Is this what you meant when you said I went in the wrong direction?
See? All you needed was a little hint. You're pretty sharp after all. For a lawyer, having the right evidence is akin to having a bullet. But you still need the right gun for it to be effective. So, Mr. Ham, what do you plan to do next?
I'll need to think this through carefully.
I'll still submit the contract we already signed to Gale Industries. During that time, you can file a lawsuit with the National Council on the basis of newly discovered evidence. It doesn't matter whether you want to renegotiate the compensation or reject Gale's ownership of the land altogether. Regardless of the final outcome, you can still put this whole experience on your resume. Then, you can try to talk to Lonrain. But why are you doing this? Why are you taking such a huge risk? To help the villagers here? Oh, don't get it twisted. I'm not that great of a person. Just think of it this way. I'd like to have another opportunity to enjoy Svertsa's beer in the future.
Yes, these are the victims from the incident last night. A minibus bound for Dzvonek. Do you recognize this old man? That's strange. I've been delivering letters for decades, and I've never seen him send or receive anything. He's never even bought a paper before. Doesn't seem like an educator at all. By the way, want a copy of today's paper? Find out what happened in the incident for the low price of 50 hellers. Word on the street is that some infected was causing trouble, protesting about how they couldn't live in the city. Get a load of those thankless thugs. Who do they think let them in the first place?
Mr. Moinar! My car's all fixed up now, but mind showing me the way again?
I'm heading to Dzvonek. It's not on the way to Kavalielki.
Oh, I won't be going back to Kavalielki for a while either. Heading to Dzvonek too doesn't sound so bad.
And what do you plan to do there?
I don't have anything particular in mind yet. But maybe I'll treat myself to a little vacation, and then find a new job.
Alright then.
Can't be confidential if it's the contract they base their claim on. True. Goodness. Alright then. Well, she's a firecracker. Did that change your opinion of her? She's very interesting. She's very, very interesting. A little vacation, you say? I'm intrigued by the way she goes about things. Yeah. It's definitely interesting. I don't know anything. The only thing that I know about her is that she's good in the base. I didn't know anything prior to this at all. It's interesting. She's very interesting. Somehow I think we can guess where she found her new job. Fair enough, yeah. She increased the monies. It makes sense now! Like, it actually thematically makes sense why she's so good at that. That's funny. That's really funny that there's actually, like, reasoning behind it. I kind of love that. The good kind of fraud. Oh no. She forces other people to buy her gold at a higher price. It's so funny how it's, like, so fitting. Oh man, the little details are so great. Make me happy. Alright. Well, I can kind of see who we have here next. Gameplay synergizing with the lore in my Arknights. I love that kind of thing. It's great. Alright. She's a very extrovert personality for sure. She really does. She's very much like I said, she's a firecracker. Alright, speaking of extrovert personalities, looks like the squirrels are up next. Alright. Alright. Poor uncle traveling with an extrovert. I was thinking that. I'm like, oh geez, this is gonna be like his worst nightmare. It kind of... Okay, this is gonna sound really stupid, because I don't think I'm far enough to understand their relationship yet, but, like, on a very superficial level, I get Shrek and Donkey vibes. Like, on a very, very superficial level. Alright. Interesting title here. I have gazed. To Muenar Neural. I haven't heard back in some time. It may be you're too busy with life in Cavalier Elke to exchange letters with an old friend. I respect your choice, and I hope all is going well for you. I've heard many anecdotes from the nightclub. Should we have another opportunity to convene, I'd be happy to tell you in person. My affairs are still a far cry from my ideal, but I've no regrets. I only intend to waste so much ink on civilities. Let me be candid. I write to you for this reason. Selena has been arrested and sent to the Grand Knight territory. She is the most devout, refined knight I've ever met. A companion in arms, and my true love. I needn't say more. You must remember her. Red of hair and signal flare. Laughter that could smooth any furrowed brow. So many a time she has led us out alive from places of death. I could never accept her being the first to leave us. I swear on my knight's honor that Selena is innocent. Indeed, it is her upstanding nature that has so bristled the murky-hearted politicians and merchants. It is not right that a knight like her be a sacrifice to the petty stunts of such authorities. We were facing a foreign foe, be they the shield guards of Ursus, or the Kunsturitor of Lithanian. I'd be charging headlong at their ranks, fighting until my armor is shattered and my lance is in twain. But against the National Council, against the General Chamber of Commerce, I am powerless. Muenar, it pains me greatly to disturb your life of peace. Still, I have tried all else, and now I can only beg for your help. I beseech you, while I cannot do this with myself, pass on this evidence in my place, and thereby clear her name. For you are my friend, and you are a Neural. This is no lovesick entreaty, Muenar. That is not why I beg. I simply ask that one worthy knight save another. Sincerely, your old friend, Chechivor. The letter had been opened and placed back inside its envelope. It sat in a sea of so many other papers, stowed away in a jumbled drawer. We interrupt with breaking news from the city. Zeno Shelvin, ringleader of multiple infected incidents, including the riot that took place days ago in the new district, as well as the assault and clash with guards at the city entrance, has given himself up today. The suspect was a worker recruited from Gale Industries' Infected Help Up program. He claims to have long been dissatisfied with his life, which led him planning the recent riots. Gale Industries, the firm in charge of principal construction of the new district, stated they would work as fast as humanly possible to repair any damage to the buildings, alongside making reparations to residents. In addition, they plan to tighten up security administration and put an end to any similar incidents. We remind all residents that you are urged to take proper safety measures in the event you need to leave the city. We would like everyone to remain calm. Giving infected work, my ass. It's just trouble for normal folk in the end. Wouldn't they all be wild Gloompincher Chow by now if Gale never gave them a chance? He's got some nerve being dissatisfied with life. Never should have let them in the first place. Not one good thing about the infected. But now they're here and they try and bring all their friends in too. Look at the recent news. They don't even give two shits about the guards. News says he turned himself in. He wouldn't do that. I don't want to believe it either, but what gives? Two days ago. November 27th, 2 p.m. New district. Zvonek, construction area. Dead end ahead! Could probably pile more against this door. It's a swarm of people out there. I can't hold for too long. I still don't get it. Why are they attacking us? Did I say something wrong just now? No, they didn't even give you a chance to. It's more like they're indiscriminately lashing out. If I remember right, and I'm pretty sure I do, the task we got was to make contact with all the infected orgs forming along the Kazimierz border towns, not pacify local infected mobs. I'm guessing our intel's a little old. This is our first real formal mission since we hit Rhodes Island. Do they always handle problems this tricky? It was bound to be more complex, compared to taking down single opponents in the arena. What now? Think we should fight our way out if we gotta? Rhodes Island employee regulations say our first priority when facing sudden conflict with infected in the field is to maintain basic self-control. Well, this sure as heck isn't the time to start reciting the handbook. You two, this way, come with me! This should be far enough. Most people won't know about this passage. It's not fully built yet. Phew, thanks. Can I ask, why did you... You're Ashlock Knight and Flametail Knight, right? Huh? What? Ashlock Knight! I'm a diehard fan of yours! I've seen every single match you're in! Wait, you have the cannon! That's the one you had when you beat Brass Rust! I still remember how that went. You spared Brass Rust Ingra right at the end, and then fired a shot into the air, right? That was so cool! It looks just like on TV! No, wait, it looks a little bigger even! When you see the real thing, can I touch it? Wow, Ashley, figures we'd still find fans of yours this far out from the GKT. Oh yeah, I'm super into you too, Flametail Knight! You don't gotta give me special treatment. I'm not the jealous type. So, can I ask who you are? Sorry, I got too excited. Forgot to introduce myself. I'm Zeno, one of the infected here to work in Zvonek. I guess I am a foreman, to be exact. We heard there were infected in Zvonek setting up a mutual aid group. Are you part of it too? How should I put this? Well, you see, the infected here weren't originally allowed to live in the cities. Gale Industries started constructing a new sector here some time ago, and they needed a lot of hands on deck for that, so they hired a few infected and brought them into work. At first, everyone felt like they'd gotten a once-in-a-lifetime chance for some honest work. But gradually, you heard more and more complaining. A lot of people got the sense they were paying us way too little compared to the regular folk. It's not like we were ever going to get as much as they do, but some things are worth trying, just like how the Blood Knight fought for a new path for infected. So, I was really in support of us organizing to protest against Gale Industries. But after that, well, you've seen what it's like outside. So, the rioting, the raids, that was all infected hired by Gale? No, not anymore. Not all of them. I've got no idea where all those people came from. I don't even know how they can think of so many ways to commit violence. We're getting nowhere like this. It's only going to make the situation worse and worse for infected. Ashley, from the sound of it, do you think someone deliberately went and lit the fuse? Hey, it's almost over though. Just watch out for a few days and you two will be fine. Almost over?
Oh yeah, what are you two doing in Zvonek? Sightseeing? Maybe an exhibition match? Actually, we're not even competition nights anymore.
Now we're partnered up with a drug company dedicated to curing neuropathy. Our work's different, but our ideal of helping more infected sure isn't changing anytime soon. And we're here precise to bone up on what living conditions are like for the infected in these parts. Though, you know, the situation sure is a little more than we bargained for.
If you're a Knight sports fan, then I'm afraid what we're here to do is going to disappoint you. Excuse me? Who cares about all those fancy pants money nights with their sponsored gear and their dumb show fights? I love the Pinus Sylvestris nightclub. I love when you guys make those nobles remember the taste of dirt and channel the fury of all us infected. But since they already know our might thanks to you guys, it's not like you've got to stick to arena blood sports forever. The fact you get to help the infected even more now is like, I'm more happy for you than it's even possible to be in a single moment. If you really do have a medical organization working to treat infected, then that's just, man, how do I even imagine it? Anyway, can I just, I know it's a little awkward, but like I'll ever get this chance again. Ashlock Knight, can I get your autograph? Of course, just hold on a moment. Sorry. I don't think I've got a pen or paper on me right now. Oh, but I do have a signature from the Radiant Knight with me, and I may as well give it to you. You'd probably appreciate it more. It's okay. I've got more chances to meet her in the future. You're so kind, thank you. But, if it's okay, I'd actually prefer your signature. Huh? Why? The Radiant Knight's really great and all. Strong and upstanding and everything. But for us regular infected, seeing knights like you standing in the arena is even more of an inspiration. Sona, lend me your sword for a sec.
Sure, but what are you gonna do? Carve your name on a helmet? Jeez, leave it to you, Ashley!
It's not too good an autograph, but I'd say you can make it out. Take this, if you don't mind it. Gaze of disbelief. Thank you. Thank you so much. But this is just too precious of a gift. I can't accept this. It's okay. I'm over the moons just getting to meet you two today. And sorry, but I've got some work I need to do now. I've got just one request. If possible, could neither of you tell anyone you saw me?
Wait.
I've got to go. I hope we can meet again. He was right there with us when the riot broke out. There's no way he took part in it. But
you're kind of worried too, right? What if Zeno really was the guy who set it all up?
The big corps have always had an iron grip on what the news reports. They could suppress a single person's voice without lifting a finger. There's too much suspicious about this. But on the other hand, I feel like I can't really say anything's off the table for an infected, no matter how extreme. I mean, after you've gone through so much, I just don't want this to be the sort of person he is.
My intuition's telling me the same thing. This isn't the kind of thing he would do. Well, if we care this much, then forget Rhodes employee regulations for now. Let's get to the bottom of this, Pinus Sylvestris style. We just need to pick up the pace a little, and we won't get caught. I bet the doctor would understand.
And how do we do this?
Suppose Zeno is the prime suspect in this whole outlash. How'd they be dealing with him right about now?
With an incident of this level, they'd probably ship him off to the Grand Knight territory for the National Council to handle.
So, if Zeno hasn't been sent to the GKT, and he's hiding somewhere else, doesn't that mean something else brought on this whole shebang?
I mean, obviously. Zvonek is smaller than Cavalier Elki, but it's still going to be hard finding someone who doesn't want to be found.
Not necessarily. Let's do it just like we used to. First, we test the waters. If what Tolan said before is still valid, then maybe we can find a bounty hunter and start our inquiries there. And then... Sona? No, I think my eyes just went funny. Felt like I recognized someone just now. You know what? Let's get a move on.
Built to stand testament to Kazimierz and Lithuanians' friendly diplomatic ties, the Voice of the Knights is now nearing completion. The cutting of the ribbon is anticipated to take place on the 1st of December. Count Derwolf, representative of the visiting Lithuanian delegation, will be personally attending and is expected to give a speech. Sadly, the Lithuanian-born celebrity knight, the Candle Knight Viviana, is unable to attend the ceremony. However, she will be giving her blessings to the friendship between the two nations through an external connection. You're quite transfixed by this statue, aren't you? Pardon? Sorry to accost you so suddenly. I'm just a tourist here on my travels. Seeing you stood before this statue for so long, I couldn't help but try and strike up a conversation. Personally, I greatly admire this work of art. Its creator is one of Lithuania's most distinguished sculptors. The shield transfiguring into a music staff, while the gunblade and wand form notes. A beautiful message imparted through an exquisite design. What are your thoughts? So a knight's arms and armor can do more than be consumed as ornaments. They can serve as instruments to sing ode to a brief peace. What relentlessly convenient things. You seem to opine that it's not for a knight's sword and shield to perform such mild, elegant passages. They can't even give voice, let alone sing. And yet, better peace and cultural exchange than war and hostilities, correct? If only people could see the cost and the value of our current peace. If you'd let me be so bold once more, were you perhaps once military? No, I suppose in Kazimierz parlance, you would be a campaign knight? Why do you ask? Lithuanians have a special regard for this city. Zvonek, the caravan bell's terminus. Kazimierz fortress upon the southern frontier. Even after so many years of peace, the bones of sentry towers and turrets lie hidden in its corners. But even back then, even at the height of Lithuanians' arrogance, when its war ambitions were most tumultuous, its military has never attempted to outright take this strategic town. The Spirecasters' elite were forced to infiltrate through roundabout means, and that expedition left no survivors. That was 30 years ago, perhaps even longer. Most today would never even touch upon its scars. So, I'm very curious as to your view. Mine? If every tourist here is as prudent as you, then I fear Zvonek City Hall will need to redouble its efforts to put up this facade. But you're wrong. Like you, I'm also a mere passing tourist. And as for my thoughts, they went and placed it in Kazimierz, as if the sheer comedy of it wasn't biting enough. Flametail Knight, Ashlock Knight, what are you doing here?
So we did guess right! You've got a bunch of plainclothes goons standing around guarding an out-of-the-way building with no roof on it yet, in the middle of a Gale Industries construction district. A little too obvious, don't you think? But hey, you need more than a few goons to stop us.
It's dangerous as hell here. Whoever you saw along the way, that was only a tiny fraction of the guards. A giant group of them could be here any moment. Get out of here, quick!
We're here to take you with us. I don't know what kind of tricks Gale Industries is up to, but if they really want to catch whoever started the riots, They're gonna have to do it by the book. We're not gonna sit on our asses and let them play judge, jury, and executioner. You didn't incite that riot, did you? Ashlock, Flametail, I'm really grateful you'd go so far for someone you've only met once. But I can't go. Why not? Shh, Ashley, footsteps! Whatever the case, we're getting ourselves out from under their thumbs first. Follow us, Zeno. We know full well how cities make infected disappear. You can't remain in their hands. This is probably just the beginning. I truly do respect you two, and I'm more grateful than you know for everything you do for the infected. But I'm sorry. All my life I could never become a knight like you have, fighting in the spotlight for the infected. The most my life is worth is making my family's lives a little better. Can you get to the point? Ashley, time's up! Mark my words, we'll meet again. Phew. Anyone still following? Should be in the clear for now. Sorry, I got a little rash just now. I don't blame you or anything. Just calm down a little. Before anything else, we need to take this from the top. Who's there? Flametail's sword comes quick as a flash. The instant she hears a footstep, she thrusts her rapier behind her like a shooting star, but it fails to make it far. Its blade is firmly in the grasp of a gauntlet-wreathed hand, rendering her unable to even pull it back. Until the figure in the shadows lets it go. So this is the sort of knight that farce of the arena nurtures? Drawing your blade with no forethought is tantamount to throwing your life away. I guess my eyes weren't playing tricks on me back near the plaza. I recognize you. You're the head of the Neurals, the Radiant Knight's uncle, right? Never got to talk to you back in Cavalierelki, but we heard from the Rhodes Island people how you did your part to protect the infected back then. We really appreciate that. I hardly did a thing. I also heard from the Radiant Knight how your swordsmanship's totally on par with hers, but you only ever go at him when you're angry, so I guess we don't get to ask if you can give us some pointers.
Pinus Sylvestris. Why are you in an under-construction district?
Oh, we came on commission from Rhodes Island. We're aiding the infected here. After all, that's pretty much why we founded the nightclub too. We thought it'd be a cinch at first, actually. But we only found out once we got here that things were a little tanglier than we believed. And that's the rundown.
Gale Industries.
You know him too?
Only from a few scant exchanges. They're nothing special.
From the angle of pushing infected around, yeah, they're nothing special at all. Oh, yeah, so why are you here?
Just to see what was happening in this city.
Oh, don't tell me you're here about the infected riots too. Could you help us out with this one then?
I never said...
No, I get what you're worried about. We're not planning to butt heads with Gale's army of rent-a-cops. Our goal might be to rescue Mr. Zeno, but now that it's reached this point, his hidden motive for refusing to escape might just be the key to this whole infected riot conundrum. At least, I hope so. Out of all the infected here, he's the one most willing to link up with us after all.
I never said that I supported the infected.
But even if this has nothing to do with the infected, it's still a blatant false charge. We can't let more innocents become sacrifices to the cheap stunts of the politicians and tycoons.
Waynar suddenly turns to look behind him. The Pinus Sylvestris Knights follow his gaze, but the end of the alley is empty. The only thing to be seen is the decorative dome of a faraway skyscraper, its neon lights twinkling a romantic wine red in the dark of night. It hits Flametail that she doesn't know what this Neural is here to do. He isn't even armed, but if he needs it, she'd totally be willing to lend him her own sword. There will always be more sacrifices. You and I might already be ones. I'll go confirm a few matters. Then, Pinus Sylvestris. I have some questions I'll need to ask you. You two. I told you we'd meet again. I'm sorry. No, thank you. You're thanking the wrong folks this time. Mr. Moenar here is the one who talked Gale Industries into dropping all charges against you. Thank you. Which company are you from? Or are you a Lord Noble? No, I'm merely an average office worker. I simply happened to cross paths with someone from Gale recently, and heard talk of the direction they were taking their business. Huh. Who knew the Neurals had a guy with this sort of talent, too? But I can't make heads or tails of it. How is an ordinary infected like me possibly worth all this effort? In the face of justice, worth doesn't even come into it. As long as it's in our power, we'll stride forth to meet any unrighteousness. That's Pinus Sylvestris' creed. Since when? Since just now! Alright, true enough. Zeno, what did you mean by using yourself to give your family better lives? And before that, why did you want us to pretend we'd never seen you? Did Gale Industries threaten you into taking all the blame for the riot? I can't tell you. Mr. Moenar just talked over your circumstances with Gale. That means they don't plan to give you any more trouble. No need to worry. Okay then. You guessed right. Gale Industries was under pressure from all sides with the recent infected riot, and they had to come up with an explanation that'd satisfy everyone. And my family really needed the reward they were offering. As for why they weren't willing to give the workers a proper investigation, I've got as little clue as you do. If I remember right, Gale's got a subsidiary in the Eripathy protective gear business. Though after joining Rhodes Island, seeing their ads again is honestly just kind of hilarious. Who discussed all this with you? Would you still be able to pick them out? Actually, it was a campaign knight who came to me. What did you say? You. Come with me. Okay. Where are you taking me? Somewhere you'll be safe. Yes, our application to allot a team member to enter Zvonek and aid with local law enforcement has been approved. Additionally, we can presume he's already noticed someone is monitoring his tracks. After he stepped in to negotiate, Gale Industries released the infected Zeno Shelvin of their own accord. I've already checked with them. They have the capacity to cope with the current pressure from public opinion. The next step is to shift the masses' attention to the illegal immigrated infected in the city. It doesn't matter. Those affairs are theirs to handle as they wish. Our goal has always laid elsewhere. As for Neural... So now you're willing to step forward for the justice you believe in? Then why not then? Jeez. There's still so much unanswered.
What a cliffhanger to leave it on. I know, right? Remember that Ashlock replies to all her fan mail? I love that. I honestly, that is great. I love that for her. How many are there total in this? Just so I can get an idea of where we're at here. I mean, I guess I could just... There's 7? Okay. So we definitely aren't gonna finish it in one stream, but I think 2 streams then, right? Alright, and check. I was... I was trying to avoid seeing the pictures ahead of time for some reason, just because... I don't know. Just because Johnny was like, oh, if you do it on your account, then you'll see each one as it goes. Alright. We've been going for a decently long stream, so I think we'll finish it Tuesday, wrap it up here. This has been a decent amount of reading, which means Saturday will be Fish Arc start. After this is pretty much only Catapult's record. Okay, I think we can do that. I think we- wait. Didn't we already go with Catapult's record? Am I remembering the right operator? I think we read Catapult's record, didn't we? No? We didn't? Catapult's second record. Oh, okay. Noted, noted. I didn't know there was a 2. I didn't know there were 2. A big read? It's long? Okay, I think we can still do it. I think we can still do it. A lot of reading, basically, but I think we could still do it. A big read, you say? Okay, noted. Okay. We start with Catapult and we end with Catapult. What is this strange 3-star about? Alright then, sounds good. Good to know. Alright. We are gonna call it there. If you are new here, if you've not yet joined the Discord, please consider joining the Discord. We'd be happy to have you. Make sure to grab the Stargazer role so that you can chat. We do have an Arknights channel. Keep in mind threads for anything related to spoilers that you want to talk about. That includes CN stuff. If you want to talk about CN stuff, there's a CN thread for you to chat in. Definitely consider subscribing on YouTube or following on Twitch. If you want to join us when we continue this story next time, I will try to do a recap if I'm able to, possibly. I don't know. I actually might not have time. I'm not really sure. I'm not gonna have time. I have so much work to get done. Alright. Have a fantastic rest of your day, evening, or night, Stargazers. I am so relieved Pram is finally home! Thank you so much again for the support. Thank you so much again for anyone who sent a super chat. Or throne, thank you, Weston Fox. And thank you in chat, guys, for your support. It means so much. Alright. Thank you. Have a fantastic rest of your day. And all the best.